unseen hand of level 99 games.
I mean, yeah, okay. I didn't want you guys to see my background, so this is my quick run. Wait, the other side is Final Fantasy 14. Like, I could have picked that side, but I didn't. I picked Titus.
Isn't it? Okay, everyone in chat, is it Titus or Tidus?
The official term is Titus. I can confirm that with the voice actor James Arnold Taylor,
Wow.
but I've always said Titus, so haters gonna hate.
Okay.
I see. Why? I don't know why my room shows up looking more red because it's mostly gray. I just happen to be wearing a red shirt.
It's the settings on your camera. It's kind of like my lights aren't really set up. Like you have like way big exposure over here right now, so like it's just the fun part of streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now that we have both of you here, here's the big deal. I can
Do
act
we?
as a weird moderator character who exists in the upper right portion of the screen. And you can do the stream as normal. And then I can just interject with questions from the chat.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, good to have you here, Jackie. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, of
On this
course.
stream. I'm glad that we worked all this out.
Happy birthday to everyone. Happy birthday to everyone.
So, anyway, yeah, we've already talked quite a bit this morning.
Mhm.
Mainly working out future Exceed seasons and stuff like that. Yeah. Now that we're finally, so that's the thing. Now that we finally have a stable like workflow for a game, and I should be looking up here. I'm looking at my screen where I see
You're good.
Jackie. Now that we finally have a stable workflow for this game, we now have to figure out like what we're actually going to produce, because it's not just about finding any license we can and actually printing it, which was
Yeah.
the MO for the past for the past few years. Now we've got plenty of licenses that want to work with us, and we've got the means to actually produce the games.
Mhm.
But what do we actually want to make, and what's our release schedule going to look like?
That's hard,
so
right?
yeah, that's a lot more. It's a new thing
Mhm.
to figure out. And it's a different challenge to to come up with a good schedule, right? Like, how are we going to do the one-offs that we've been doing in the past? What companies are we going to partner with? What products are we going to make? How do we properly let people know what the season rotation is, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, other things that have been worked out.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And anyway, there's so many projects coming up.
Yeah, there's a ton. I mean, I'm a stickler for timelines, which you've probably learned with working with me. I think it's good to have a plan far in advance. So a lot of my job is just trying to kind of figure out essentially, what we have the bandwidth to do and what's something that everyone is passionate about too, and that our fans will really respect as well. So it's good to kind of find that balance and make sure that everyone on every side is happy as best we can be.
Yeah.
Also, I'm a white mage main. Somebody asked, and I need to say that.
Well, cool. Well, how long have you been with us now, Jackie, at level 99?
I joined you guys the first week of April. So
yeah, so it's been about 7 months now.
Yeah, it feels a lot longer. That's a good thing, but it feels
like it.
It feels much longer, but it's been a very fun journey thus far. To be honest, it's been really great to learn about the board game industry. It's been really fun to get a chance to see the inner workings and work with you guys. You guys are so great at what you do, and it's been great to talk with the fans and actually figure out what they're passionate about and the things that they like and respect about your work and the rest of the team. So I love getting, you guys might see me in the Discord chat a lot, or you might see me in the voice chat a lot, just because I like to get the chance to talk to you guys and, engage with you and see what you're into. That's it's all fascinating to me.
Cool. Well, yeah, you guys, you and Josh are going to Japan next week, right?
Yes, we are.
And going to Japan to talk with a couple brands and
Mhm.
to look for some games to localize. And yeah, there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the near future.
Yeah, we just got done with Essen. We were there particularly just for meetings, just to clarify. We didn't have a booth or anything. And that was a really beneficial trip for us. And really, I want to see, Level 99 get into international fans' hands a bit easier in their native language. So we're definitely doing a push in regards to that. So hopefully, Essen and Game Market will both be shows to benefit that.
Mm,
Hey, so
cool.
somebody in chat asked, so let's try this again. Quinn Hunsaker asks, was there ever a childhood game that really inspired you? I know both of you have answers for this question, so I'm asking it right now.
Is
Yeah.
this video game
Go
or
ahead,
board game
Jackie.
or
You're the
Any game. I mean, you've
guest
talked to
of
me
honor
about
here.
multiple weird games that you've played that you wish were
I have.
being made.
I mean I can think of a few. I mean my favorite video game of all time that inspires me is Star Ocean: The Second Story. I've played it 82 times at least. Because there's so many endings. Yay, RPGs. That's one of my favorite games, and obviously I love Final Fantasy X. It is my favorite. I like Titus. Sorry, not sorry.
I see. Yeah, for me, definitely Legend of Mana is probably the most influential game on me personally. It was the kind of the inspiration for Mystic Empyrean, the first RPG that I made, and it's something that I still reference back to fairly often in my own designs because they put so many different details into that game, and the world was, just so alive. Anyway,
Oh, can I
one of my
answer this
favorites.
question too, or is this just like a pure
No,
Jackie
Marco,
question?
Yeah,
nobody cares about you.
I care.
It's
I
fine.
care,
Okay, it's
Marco.
fine. It's fine. The answer's Battlefront.
I like how he said that with the whine too. Like, yeah, oh god.
As the designer tells you to be quiet, but I like your game.
I like your game, Brad. I'm the biggest fan.
The designer of the game I really love says he doesn't care.
Oh,
No, but
I love
seriously,
you, Mark. I love you, Marco. I love you. Come here. Virtual hug.
the
Virtual hug.
virtual hug. The answer is indeed
Right.
BattleCon for board games. For video games, it's actually weirdly Drakengard 2.
Hey, represent.
Yeah.
Wow.
So actually, everything that's related to my video game writing, my blog writing, and everything all traces back to freaking Drakengard 2. Because that was the first game I ever wrote an article about for my school newspaper. So yeah, it was that and like Dissidia that ended up making me write some stuff. And I actually have a Dissidia guide on GameFAQs. And if you read it, it is basically a prototype battle guides because it has the same exact structure as every single battle guide in existence.
I strongly recommend you read this Dissidia guide on GameFAQs.
Anyway, that was it. That was just a small aside. All right. If anybody still has questions, please ask it in the chat, and I will interrupt Jackie and Brad as needed as the disembodied voice without a camera. Take care.
Okay. Well, I think Davey was going to join us sometime in the time. Is that right?
So do I unown Davey and put him into this chat with Jackie and you?
Yeah. Yeah, bring him on. Let's chat with Davey for a
Are
bit.
you ejecting me already? Is this...
No, well, I mean, it's probably best if we don't have too many people in the chat.
That's fair.
I mean, I always
Also,
have to be here.
I feel like you've been here a long time. I know you just showed up here, but Jackie was also with me for the first 20 minutes when I was trying to get the stream to work.
Oh no, I totally don't mind, particularly if you. I'll be honest. If it, like, I don't mind. It's technically a part of my job. It's nice to interact with the fans and see everybody. Hi. I don't have makeup on and I just rolled out of bed. Hi. And it's nice to talk to them about like kind of the things that we're working on too. I have a project launching soon. That's not really so much for the consumers, but it's really cool.
Yeah, what's all about the press website?
Yeah, okay, fine. Spoil the project, that's fine.
Well, it's not really a spoiler. I mean, it's
that's fair. So for everybody out there, I've been working on a centralized press website for all of our press releases. This website is more for journalists and media, and that aspect of our audience. So obviously, you guys can see it. But the goal of it is that we can get information about our products out there faster, and we're reaching a wider audience. So I'm very excited to put in a lot of these practices, and it's nice to see the design elements coming together. I was actually working on it before you called me in here, so I'm very excited to see how everything's turned out. It's looking really cool, so I'm like super excited.
Yeah, especially as we're working with these bigger
Mhm.
licenses coming up. Well, with Shovel Knight first of all, and then other things coming up in the future. It working with traditional media, news, web media, all that's going to be a bigger part of our marketing
Mhm.
strategies going forward. So it's really nice to have a centralized place for that. Um, but yeah, it's a big step forward, right? Like the since we started um, since Jackie started back in April, we've already really transformed the way that we approach marketing a project.
Aw,
And
thank you.
yeah, and that's probably a source of a lot of my stress is all these changes that we're going through.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry, question mark. But no, like
Yeah.
it's nice to, I mean, to be fair, sometimes change is good and sometimes it's hard to change. I understand. For those of you who don't know my background, I was a business owner as well for a decade. And we existed in a digital medium. We didn't really exist in the same physical space that Level 99 Games does. And that's been a transition for me. So but by the same token, I think we can benefit from a lot of fun things, such as standardized press releases and reaching out to, local stores and digital entertainment. So advertisement, radio, podcasts, YouTube, so on and so forth.
Hey, somebody has entered the chat, so I think we should all
I
say
see him.
Yeah, welcome, Davey.
Hey guys, how you
Hi.
doing?
I've never seen what you look like before.
Oh yeah,
Just your average neckbeard.
he looks basically like his avatar.
Yeah,
Well,
he
he's not doing the
does.
face though. He's not doing the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Hey, Davey, you gotta
There
do
we
the
go.
face.
That's what I came here for, was the face.
Yeah.
And nice to finally meet you too, Jackie.
Yeah, nice to digitally meet you.
Did
I
you-
see see those nice posters in the background. I approve.
Why does everybody have
thank you.
such
Yeah.
nice looking backgrounds? My background is just curtains.
And
It's
You know
just
what
a
I-
home office, Marco.
I noticed in Marco's background his air conditioning. That's the only thing I noticed in Marco's.
Oh.
Because it's one of those wall
Excuse
air
me.
conditioners, and you really don't see those here in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh,
so-
really? Interesting.
Yeah, no.
So you have like a
So-
split type. Yes, welcome to Level 99 Games, where we talk about air conditioners.
Oh man.
On our birthday, instead of eating cake and eating good food, we're talking about air conditioners and how
We're
they function
sniffing
around the
free
world.
on from our air conditioners.
Yeah.
That's what's
I did
happening.
not say that.
Okay. Anyway, to get back to our regularly scheduled program. Thank you for joining us, Jackie. I won't take up any more of your time. I appreciate you coming in and chatting with us. And yeah, we'll you get plenty of opportunities to hear from Jackie on the podcast.
Yeah, and for anybody out there, if you have any suggestions for things that you want to see, continue to DM me and Discord. I do take all of those suggestions pretty seriously. So yeah, talk to me.
Oh.
And thank you. Happy birthday, everybody.
Bye, Sue.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
for joining
Jackie.
us.
I don't know how
And,
to leave.
Well, I mean, yeah, feel free to hang around. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, before we move on to the next segment of our program where we chat with Davey, I just want to remind everybody that I'm contractually obligated to remind everybody that treasure boxes are closing up today. We're not selling these anymore after the end of the stream. So if you haven't gotten one yet, roll the dice. We still have the copy of Seventh Cross Exceed on our shelves, the big collector's box, and a
Oh,
few
I
other
have
really
that
cool collector's items. Some play mats that you really can't get anywhere else, some old promos that have been discontinued, all kinds of stuff that's just sitting in the warehouse that we're trying to get to move along. So help our stuff find a good home and order a treasure box now.
Yeah.
Tell them to buy 99 of them. because
See,
it's her birthday.
we only have a
It is
bundle
cheaper.
for 19 though.
What about 12? Where's the $12 one bundle?
There's a 9 and a 19 and a 1.
And a 1. Okay,
Fair
so
enough.
buy 11 9 boxes, obviously.
Or buy 2 9s, and then you have 9, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess that works.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's fair.
That's how you cheat. That's how you cheat the system.
That's-
Anyway,
Bye, Jackie.
I'll leave now.
All right.
So while Jackie's leaving, I also want to remind everyone to share the stream. If you're loving this, even if you hate this, share it, because probably somebody you hate in your feed will see it, and then it'll ruin their day. I don't know, but it will really help if you share the stream so that more people can see all of our level 99 games. Especially now that we're not in sad hour, we're in like happy everything's kind of working hour. So
That's hilarious. Level 99 games. Spread the hate.
spread the
Did
love
you-
and spread the hate.
Did you guys tune in? Did you tune in for Sad Hour, Davey?
No, I didn't see that.
Where I just like sat and talked about all the stress in my life. And this YouTube stream is the straw that breaks the camel's back.
See you guys at BGG Con, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so
Whatever.
BGG Con. Davey
Yeah.
is going to be at BGG Con. Is that 2 weeks from now, right?
From the 19th to the 25th.
Okay, so that's
This
exactly 1 week from now.
Yep.
Yeah, so Davey's going to be there, and he'll be showing off Exceed and Imperial Spells and Steam.
That's right. We'll be at
Yeah.
booth 211
Cool.
over in Dallas. Yep.
And yeah, we won't have copies for sale there. Unfortunately, they'll still be on a boat at that time. But if you pre-order one, it'll ship out together with all the Kickstarter copies. You'll have it at the same time as Kickstarter backers.
Yeah.
So-
And we seem to have a few bundle deals going. So stop on by, ask about them. We'll tell you about what's going on.
Yeah. Well, Davey, you've been with us since around April as well, same as Jackie.
That's right. Yep.
And Davey works as the lead graphic designer for Exceed series games. So you've designed all the templates behind Shovel Knight, Robot Named Fight, Beheaded, which were just announced last week, and a couple unannounced projects that are coming up in the future.
Yeah. Pretty exciting stuff. We sort of put the shovel in the ground, pun intended, May. And hey, when you got him, you gotta use him.
So do you think that that you might tell everybody a little bit about the process, like how you came in, what your experience is, and maybe how things changed for you, or how you changed things as you were developing these projects?
Sure. So, I come from a video game background, having played Shovel Knight, the video game, and then, slowly in 2014, the same year, started with Booyah Games, actually. For those that don't know, I was.
Well, no, but
working
most
with
people
some
won't
awesome-
know.
No. Okay.
So,
So most know.
Davey ran a company called Booyah Games that ran a successful Kickstarter as well, and delivered the Neon City Rumble card game,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, yeah, and then we went on to make Pocket Neon City Rumble, which is actually how I met you,
Mhm.
by licensing a couple of the characters from Indians into making cameos in our little game. And yeah, we just had a strong video game influence. Rudy Wild, my partner, he works for Old School Games, and then I worked for various video game studios at the time. And then just kind of brought that love into the tabletop gaming space, and we were just really inspired by games and all. I guess the same things really that Level 99 games are all about.
Yeah.
Seeing pixel tactics that right in my day made me think of Final Fantasy Tactics, Sky, all those things I like. So just wanted to, I guess, bring that into the tabletop gaming space, because if you think about it, now it's everywhere. We see the pixel stuff everywhere, but at that time in 2013, 2014, there wasn't too big of a push for that in board gaming that I saw, at least. And so I come at it from that perspective, having worked on video game graphic user interfaces and various graphic design projects in video games, and just try to think in the same philosophies that I was taught by my mentor, and apply that to board games. So in the case of Shovel Knight, having played the game, I thought and I was told to just sort of redux the templates, sort of the design of the game. I tried to involve the, I guess, core elements, like what is Shovel Knight? Well, it's kind of a marriage between Mega Man and DuckTales, right? The NES games.
Hmm.
And how do
I
you
guess that's true.
incorporate them in the design itself? So I thought it'd be fun. We got to have a shovel. So you put the shovel on the side, and I don't have any reference to show you guys right now, but they're on the
Yeah,
cards.
Marco
And
might
so
throw it
this
up
collecting.
on the screen sometime if we. He's looking for a couple other things at the moment,
Great. And then
but
of course gems,
yeah.
because they're fun. So you can have them being shown as like the stats, the exceed stats, such as like strength and power and all, or in range and all of that. And then I thought, well, if we have a shovel inside, we could just kind of like start burying it into the earth, and that can be like the text layers and areas and stuff. So just trying to find like little ways to make
Yeah.
Shovel Knight, the IP itself, and its world and characters breathe through the UI. Because I was taught that UI is sort of the middleman between the player and the mechanics and the story and the mechanics in a lot of ways. So it's just trying to be there like Hans Zimmer with really great music, but not also like overshadow the actors and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
it's a
Well,
weird
the
tiptoe of
Shovel
like,
Knights,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, go
The
ahead.
card, no, the card interface template really pops. And if you guys haven't seen this yet, you should check out the blogs that have been posted on our website that detail all the characters and show off these awesome graphic designs. Because it's not just that there's a there's a card template. Exceed Shovel Knight actually has unique backs for every character. It's got a different background for every character, so each character's cards look very different and quite unique. And Davey
Yeah.
is the one that put in all these touches to make this season so much more of a table presence than our past seasons have been.
Yeah, kudos to Fabio's art, though. I mean, the illustrations for the characters in those backgrounds really turned out nicely.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like being able to illustrate the whole game was pretty cool. It's something that I
Yeah,
don't think that you don't get an opportunity to do that with licensed games very
not
much.
often, and I think that's why when I was at Gen Con talking to fans about the game, I was saying that to me it doesn't feel like a marketing product. You know what I mean? For a franchise, it feels like a whole new way to experience Shovel Knight because
Mhm.
I think of it as a new Shovel Knight game. The
Yeah, it's an
characters,
extension of the brand and
it
not
really
just
is.
a branded product.
I think so because you have 15 minutes basically. That's the average game length for a match of Exceed. You have 15 minutes to be with this character, like one of the Knights of No Quarter or Shovel Knight, and you kind of get glimpses into their little world a little bit differently than from the video game. For instance, like from the video game in the world map, you can see let's say a location like Mole Man's volcano and the door there, but in Exceed, you get a ground's eye view of it with the character there. And it just changes the way you look at a game because you might be in the world map in the video game and just like go click, 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 and you're done. But if you have that in front of you in your card and you're seeing the volcano, it just creates this interesting, I don't know, dynamic. Like because you're taking it in a little slower than you would a video game with lots of action hitting you. So it almost like is seeing, and the way I see it, at least when I was looking at the cards, it's like a different relationship you build with the characters and setting. It's a little different. Not to say it's better or worse, just different. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, so we can't talk about the projects that you're currently working on because they're
No,
still a bit
unfortunately.
secret. But we can talk about the some of the future things that we're hoping to work on. Are there any other are there some projects outside of Exceed that you think you'd be interested in working on in the near future?
I
Some of the
mean,
other things
within
you've
the
seen or any ideas of your own just off in the distance? Like I want to make a game like this that we might be able to incorporate in the next year or two into our lineup.
well, you guys keep doing it already. So you got Seventh Cross, and I'm like, I want to make a Castlevania game, but you went and already did it. So not leaving me many choices, Brad. Just kidding.
All
I'm
right,
kidding.
all right.
No, I have plenty. I mean, in terms of our own lineup, you and I, when I was at the meeting in Albuquerque, were talking about a side game of Seventh Cross, if you remember,
Yeah, we
involving
were
a
talking
map.
about
I like that a lot.
yeah. Well, we should talk about it a little bit further. because it's it seems like you guys are getting well ahead of schedule with Exceed, and there would be opportunities to work on other projects, which would be super cool.
I'm hoping so. Yeah, you have a few that you pitched to me in April that were
Mhm.
also on my radar that seemed pretty cool. Set, I believe, in the Indians universe. A couple
Mhm.
weren't, but yeah, yeah. I have games. Obviously, I was doing things with Rudy. A few things were sort of those ideas that you have, and you're like, that's a bit of a pie in the sky. I don't know if I can really get to that. So I have some ideas that are sort of in limbo that I would like to explore now that I have someone who can pay for them.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can. We'll see if we what we can do about it for
Sounds good.
sure. Well, cool. Well, what kind of games have inspired you? What was your favorite game growing up?
Um, it's very difficult for me to just pick one, but games that inspire me were Final Fantasy 4 or 2 in the United States, um, Secret of Mana, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, a lot of SNES games, Chrono Trigger. Final
Mhm.
Fantasy Tactics is a game I never shut up about. Xenogears, not just RPGs, but in fighting games. Of course, there's some that played a big role in my life. Like Tekken 3 is, I think, one of the greatest
Yeah,
fighting games ever
you
made.
say you say all these RPGs, and yet the Double Dragon poster is what's on the wall
Well,
behind you.
yeah, but yeah, I don't want to be the Double Dragon guy. That's like
Why?
that
What's
goes
wrong with
without
being the
saying.
Double
Look at
Dragon
that.
guy?
Obviously, Streets of Rage, all the brawlers. I don't even need to say that at this point. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, you
okay, yeah,
should. You
all.
should. I mean, this is we're introducing you. Like
Okay,
how
so
if we don't talk about the brawlers, what are we going to talk about?
okay, so
Did
yes,
someone say
Streets of Rage
Brawlers?
2. Yeah, excited for Streets of Rage 4 coming up. That studio that handled Wonder Boy, that remake of Dragon's Curse is dope. I love that studio. Um, I think that game's just gonna rock. Street Fighter. It's amazing to see Streets of Rage coming back after so much talk about Part 4, even back in the '90s and the early 2000s, and
Mhm.
then it just kind of died out of you know in a
Yeah.
nebulous way that games tend to do sometimes.
What
But
is it that
yeah.
makes the brawlers really attractive? Because I've played, Streets of Rage, and I played Double Dragon, and I even played, the old Simpsons brawler back in the heyday when everybody had one.
Mhm.
And like, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I've beaten Pit Fighter. I'm probably one of like the three
Oh.
people that actually beat Pit Fighter. It cost me
Ouch.
like $13 to beat that game in the arcade, but I did it as a kid. And I don't know. I don't know. The brawlers, they feel kind of samey to me, and I would say maybe as an aficionado, how do you tell a good brawler?
I think okay, yeah, I could see that. I mean, in terms of like down in the days of like, or back in the days of coin op, it was all about going shoulder to shoulder with your friends and being in an arcade and playing together. I
Uh
think
huh.
beat 'em ups in a single player mode really need something like Dragon's Crown to make them blossom, and need like an RPG system or something to allow the player to like customize and get some stuff going. You know what I mean? Like, just so there's more interaction than just
Yeah.
moving left to right, beating up guys, rinse and repeat.
Mhm.
So they're very, to me, I see them. I've always seen them as very like multiplayer games in co-op. I'm playing with
Mhm.
friends on the couch, kind of a thing, and it's a shared experience. But to me, I think, yeah, the way they like a good brawler really sells itself well and becomes like a game people talk about here in 2019 is like the Kunio Kun series, where you have a lot of humor and wit, and then like funny characters, but also they have like coins, and then you can spend those coins to buy gear. It's very rudimentary in like the old River City Ransom games, but they've been
Mhm.
slowly building up. So I think adding RPG elements or just some variety, if they have like a shooter level in between them, or
Mhm.
just shaking up like the status
Yeah.
quo of what makes a brawler, that's going to be what takes that,
Yeah.
like, moves it into today's
Yeah, I
gaming
would
world.
I would say my favorite brawler was probably Castle Crashers, and they had a
That's
good
good.
a good way of mixing up every stage with something a little bit different as you went along.
Hey,
Whether
Davey,
it
what do
be
you think of?
different
Oh,
weapons
sorry.
or new characters popping up, or like one section you go into a racing scene, another section you're like on the boats, another section you're in the elevator. They switch things around pretty
Yeah.
well.
Have
Yeah,
you guys played
yeah.
River City Girls? Like that new
Oh, it's
brawler
so
that just
good.
came out? Is it
I
good?
haven't played it, no.
It's very fun. It's funny too. They have these manga sections, and what I like that they did is they didn't like censor it to be like, because some things don't translate well from Japan to America. We have our values, they have theirs. And one thing I was like, there surely wouldn't have is that the Kunio-kun series, all these characters are like delinquents. They skip school, they punch teachers, they just do whatever. So it's like I was like, they're not going to do that, and they do. Like the girls are just get up there in detention and they just throw a chair at the teacher and just go about their day. And I was like, I wouldn't do that. It's pretty funny. Like it you can't go wrong with Way Forward. It just them and Inti Creates, they're just turning out really solid games in the last decade. And yeah, I know Inti Creates wasn't part of it, but I just think those two in particular always stick out to me. But yeah, I mean, with the Shantae series and then River City Girls, they're on fire right now. Way Forward, I mean.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
Shantae board game. Let's do it, guys.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Maybe. I feel like what we probably ought to do is put together an engine for like Brawlers, and then skin a couple Brawlers into it. Each one with a few different variations. If you could get a good engine for translating platform games or brawler games or even first-person shooter games into tabletop, there's a great market there to make a lot of games and without a large development cycle. So yeah, might be worth figuring out. Maybe what we need to do is what we did for Exceed for fighting games, do something similar for brawler games, and then you could do crossovers. You sign Double Dragon one year, you sign River City the next year, you sign Dragon's Crown the next year, and then you can play them all together.
I'll just do anything I want. That sounds amazing. Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'd love
all right,
to.
I'm gonna write that down real quick.
Yeah.
Wait. TM. Level 99 Games. TM. Anybody on stream, you can't steal this idea. If you do, we'll come for you. TM.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Note made. It's okay. I've already designed the game, Marco. Nobody can steal it anymore.
This was all a sham. We already have one in the works.
No, just right now on my notepad. Game design's finished.
Oh, really? The whole design document is done?
Yep. All done.
All right.
All done.
Now we just need to make a go-karting game. We just need to make like a match 3 puzzle game. We also need to make a sports game, a dating sim board game. Like all of these need to be done.
I had a sports game. I had a baseball game I wanted to make. For real. It's called Bad Aces, like badasses. And you're like Japanese, like Yakuza and shit, and you're in prison.
Hey,
you shake each other
family-friendly
and
stream.
yeah. Oh, sorry. And you shank each other. It was about shank, not the other one, right?
Cool.
Sorry, I thought that.
No, it's good. Well, I think we're getting to the end of our segment, and it's time to bring on our next guest.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us, Davey.
All right.
And good luck with projects.
Thank you. I'll be reporting in soon. See ya.
Okay.
See ya.
Hey, Brad.
Davey, you're still here though. Davey. Oh, you should probably kick him manually, Mark.
There, he's out. He's gone.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay. So while we're in this small break, we need to do 2 things. Remind everybody that treasure boxes are still available. It's kind of your last chance until we have to do treasure boxes again. So if you want to order a treasure box, go to our level99games.com/shop. And you should.
I think our plan is to offer them again in the like the 10th anniversary, so a year from now, and they'll have different contents. Yeah, it'll be a little while before you have an opportunity to get treasure boxes again.
Yeah, so get them now before they're gone for the rest of the year. And also, please share this stream. Again, sharing it will help us out, so that more people can hear about the news, celebrate with us, and if you don't like the stream, then share it with somebody you don't like it as well. So, Brad, who's our next guest? Can you just hype them up a little bit?
Yeah, so our next guest is probably the second oldest member of this company continuously, who joined us back in the dark ages of 2015, I think. No, maybe even earlier. Anyway, he is currently working on his magnum opus called Bullet, which Mark But we call him Joshua Van Lanningham. Josh, are you joining us?
I have sent Josh the link. It is his job
Oh,
to
okay.
join.
Okay, that's true. It is his job to join, so he has to join us.
Yes. like he has
Uh,
no choice, right?
Yeah, Poulter, the treasure boxes are probably around for about another, probably till midnight tonight, and then I'll turn them off. So, yep.
Okay, somebody's trying to join. Is it Josh?
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Although he joined in his personal email, and rather than with
Why
his
does
Gmail
it show
address.
Jackie? It shows Jackie. Okay.
Anyway, cool. Hey. So
Hello.
hey, so yeah, we're all looking down from on high at Josh. Your camera angle is
It's a
pretty high.
dramatic Dutch
Should I
angle. Let him have it.
Turn it up.
I see. Well, yeah, and Kira is there in the office with you, right? We'll talk to Kira.
Yes,
in a
he'll be
minute.
coming up next after me.
Hey,
Yeah.
Josh,
In the
your mic's
meantime,
a bit
Kira,
soft.
mute yourself so that we can't hear you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, Josh, your mic's a bit soft. Like, I prefer.
Is it?
Yeah, I prefer a bit louder. Like maybe closer to the mic, or I don't know, louder voice. I don't know.
Okay, I'll do what I can.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Stream.
But
Can
yeah.
everybody hear Josh fine? Yeah.
So Josh has been with us since, gosh, what was your first project, Josh?
Too long.
Was it urgent?
Technically, it was shipping Golden Sky Stories.
That's right. Yeah, we were shipping Golden Sky Stories at that time. Yeah, so Josh is on location at the Level 99 offices. I'm not. I'm home doing dad stuff. But Josh is at the office. So anyway, Josh, why don't you tell us what you've been working on recently?
Am I allowed to?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I've been
You
working
can even share
on-
screen and show us some images.
I'm just doing boring pattern work right now. It wouldn't be that exciting.
Okay,
It'd
well,
be really exciting for people to know what
no,
patterns
don't show us like cards and stuff, but you can show us a logo
or like show a character
I can
board or
find
something.
yeah, character sketch or
All right, how do I screen share on this thing?
Use
There
the
should be
present
a
now.
thing that says present now, and then you can present either
Present
your whole
now.
screen or your window or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, don't present any sensitive company information. Just present a
Yeah,
window.
give me a second to make sure what's up. Yeah, I'll do window, I guess, and see how that goes.
So anyway, Bullet is an upcoming game that we haven't announced yet, and there's no information on it at all, even in this stream.
Well, that's
Josh
a
is
lie.
working very hard on this game.
You can try and play test if you want information.
Well, that's a lie, Brad. We talked a little bit about it on the level 99.
Okay, we did talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
So to the 20 of you that know it from the podcast.
Okay, let's see if I3's sharing has worked. Yeah, see, we see some patterns, character
Okay.
boards.
Okay, so yeah, I'm in the transferring our prototype patterns on the left here to our new fancy graphic design patterns on the right.
Very cool.
That's the word you could use, I suppose.
Fancy.
Fancy. It's certainly fancy.
Yeah. No, the graphics look great. And so these are patterns that you match in the game. So I know you're talking about getting a match 3 game, Marco. We don't have a match 3 game. We do have a puzzle game, and Bullet is it's super fun. I've really enjoyed watching this game through its development.
I can show some stuff off for it if you want.
Yeah, show us some character sketches.
Yeah, show us
Logo.
some heroines, man. Heroines are what people are here for.
Yeah, sure. Let me bring them up.
Or even the you can show your work in progress cover art if you wanted to.
Well, that's getting redone quite a bit, so hold
okay,
on.
we won't show off
For
anything
December,
too much.
when we announce it, right?
Yeah, when we announce it.
Yeah. Josh doesn't like the extreme amount of finger guns in the art. I for one, love the finger guns.
Not everybody uses finger. We can't have finger guns for everything. So yeah, we've got some design sheets for characters. It'll be in the game. We don't have too much art right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say what the game is yet, Brad? Because we should really talk about it.
Yeah, so Bullet is a head-to-head versus shmup-inspired game gameplay, visually and thematically. It's very heavily inspired by Toho series, but gameplay-wise, you might feel like it's a little bit more in the vein of, say, something like Puyo Puyo or Puzzle Fighter. You have these incoming bullets that are firing at you, and you are manipulating them, rearranging them into patterns that you throw back at your opponents and clear off your own board. I know Josh won't like me saying it's puzzle,
No,
but
it's a shmup. The working subtitle is shmup themed puzzle game or whatnot.
yeah. So that's kind of the effect you get. Anyway, so what you've seen here on screen are the artworks, are the character design sketches. Those will be rendered by an artist in full dynamic poses with special effects and whatnot. But what you see there is the palettes and the character features.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you have a board in the center here where the bullets will go. You have a heroine board on the left that has like a UA type thing, and then on the right you have a set of actions and AP and whatnot you can use to manipulate things on your board.
Yeah. So one
Yeah,
really
so
cool
this
thing
is-
about Bullet, right,
No.
is that, like, hey Josh, can you tell us more about the story of Bullet and how completely absurd it can be?
So the base game doesn't have too much story going on. It's kind of heroines steady pedal disputes by fighting each other.
with
The lore
excessive
of the
force.
world, it's the company's space IP, right?
Yeah.
So it's far future Earth. There's lots of crazy tech and magic. Every character is like a fancy power that they get through a manifestation of their will. So we hope to use the setting to do all kinds of fun new games, like a shmup game like Bullet, or we have like a choose your own adventure thing we're working as well, and some other things we got coming up.
Yeah, and this is Josh's own original IP design. So much like
Don't be
I
too
put
harsh.
together Indians, Josh has built the World of Bullet from the ground up. It's a pretty cool universe. It's and very, I guess, Madoka meets Toho is kind of a best way
Kinda.
to describe it.
Huh.
But anyway, well, cool. Well, you kind of, and here on Josh's screen, you can kind of see how the sausage is made with all of the graphic designs being laid out
Yeah.
and such. But anyway, let's close off that, Josh, and
Sure.
talk about other things.
So you just gotta stop presenting.
Yeah.
Yep, got it.
So
Ultra Weeb World, the chat says.
Ultra Weeb World. No. It's pretty cool. Those are rhythm game backgrounds. Yeah, it's funny. It actually originally the original design of the game started with a rhythm game. We were trying to translate rhythm games to tabletop, and
So maybe from the old forums, I remember Dance Masters of Indians.
yeah,
This
there's
is-
Dance
Bullet
Masters
is-
of Indians.
Like 10 versions out from Dance Masters.
Yeah,
So-
and that eventually has become Bullet. So, fun times,
Dance
indeed.
Master of Indians has to be the best working title I've ever heard.
All of our working titles are like something of Indians, even though
To be
they
fair,
end up being something different.
I made fun of that, but I'm working on that shonen sports anime game, and in my design doc it's called Ball of Indians. So I think it's I think it just happens by natural.
It may just be a company thing.
Yeah, it should just be a company thing at this point.
Well, cool. And yeah, so it's been almost 6 years now that you've been with Level 99, Josh.
It's been a while.
Yeah, and clearly he loves his work so involved that he won't look up here and chat with us for 15 minutes.
I'm chatting. I'm just not looking. You want the Kickstarter? Like,
I know,
Yeah,
I
we can
do,
do that now.
but I also want to talk to you.
well, talk to me. What do you want to
All
talk
right.
about?
Well, anyway, yeah, so Bullet is coming along. Everything seems to be coming along pretty well, and when are we announcing? When are we gonna show off?
The plan is December. We should have cover art finished by then, and we have a logo and some gameplay footage from TTS or something. So look forward to December for that.
Yeah.
Kickstarter sometime 2020.
So this is a real project that's happening, and Yeah, I think what did we say for the Kickstarter project? It's going to be summertime, right?
Probably May-ish, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shortly after Seventh Cross.
Mhm.
Well, okay. Well, cool. Anything else that you want to say to the fans while you're here?
Yeah, just thanks everybody for consuming what we make. It makes my desk chains that much lighter every time someone enjoys something that we have produced. So
Desk chains? Come on.
I think I actually prepared a quote for this. Let me find it. Let's see, where's that at? Thanks to fans, I'm able to pursue my dream of getting angry at games in a professional setting, then channeling that anger in an attempt to make actual good games.
Oh, you should show your shelf. Speaking of good games,
Oh yeah, I think
your
it's in the
Japanese
top
games shelf.
a little bit. You can kind of see it.
So
in the
yeah, you
back.
can't see it back there, but these are all of the like imported and other like Japanese style games. And on the left side are games that are unplayed, and on the right side there's 4 cubbies. And the bottom, I think the bottom is not a game, and then the second shelf is barely a game, and then the third shelf
Third
is
shelf is a
okay, it's a
game,
game,
and
and
then
then
good game, and then top
actually a
shelf.
good game, and yeah.
So we have a thing called Tokyo Tuesday in the office where we play through my extensive Japanese board game collection and rate them. So mainly for market research, but also because I have way too many Japanese board games I need to get through. There's some gems in there. They're not all trash. So
Yeah. No, but honestly, we've had probably the most fun playing the bad ones.
oh yeah, no, it's great. It's a good time.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, yeah. I guess final question, since we've asked everyone else so far, what games most inspired you?
Probably either Wild Arms 2 or Legend of Dragoon. I've played both of them multiple times, and they were kind of the basis for me getting interested in games in general. So they're kind of dear to my heart.
Awesome. Yeah, those are excellent titles. Yeah. Whatever happened to Legend of Dragoon? Who even owns that these days?
Sony Computer Entertainment should still have it.
Maybe we should buy Legend of
Maybe
Dragoon.
we should buy it.
I mean, if I could buy it, I'd make an RPG for it.
Yeah, that would be the thing to do.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so many IPs, so little time.
Yeah.
Legend of Dragoon, yeah.
You played Legend of Dragoon,
people in
right,
chat
Marco?
are asking some stuff. Josh,
Yeah, what's up?
Josh, are we gonna get custom Danmaku-esque music for Bullet?
There are tentative plans for a type app with FM synthesis music. I have not set those plans into motion yet, so maybe. We'll see.
Ooh, Spicy.
I want to keep the Bullet project simple, so I'm trying to get to collusion levels of Kickstarter here for Bullet. So we'll see.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
we're trying to keep it simple for a Bullet. Although I did say we should do a Bullet mixtape and just feature like character, like feature other artists in the Toho space.
It's possible. I've been doing some research on that, so we'll hopefully some music related thing for the project would be cool.
Yeah,
For
you
people who
can't
don't
really.
know,
Yeah,
sorry, for people who don't know, Bullet is kind of like a real-time-ish game. So like a timer, a real-time timer would kind of be useful in that sense. That's why people are asking about music.
Yeah, makes sense. Sure.
Yeah.
no.
Any other questions from the chat?
The other one's for Brad. I think Cameron's asking if we finally have, like, because currently Josh is wearing a level 99 games shirt. It's not a polo. He's like, oh, we have
Cameron
non-polo
wants a
shirts."
shirt. Whenever you come to the retreat this year, you can have a shirt, Cameron.
This is an old design shirt too. We need to get new ones. Do we have
Yeah,
those?
I think we have new ones. They're just on the convention palettes,
Oh, okay.
so you never see them.
Mhm.
The convention palette doesn't live with us; it just travels around from show to show. So
Okay.
anyway, cool. So I think Julian mentioned dropping in and saying hi to us
Okay.
for a
Well,
little bit.
let me drop Julian a link, and he can hop in. And we're just going
Yeah.
through the rogues gallery of level 99 games.
Pretty much. We could have Cameron hop in too if
Okay, so are we just doing 5 people?
Um, Yeah, I think so. And then, well, no, not at once. Not at once. We got to get rid of Josh. Bye, Josh.
Okay.
See you guys later.
Let's yeet Josh out of this chat.
Well, yep, that did it. Now it's just me and you, Marco.
Hey, you know what, Brad? This is just like an episode of the Level Cap podcast. In fact, I'm probably not gonna release an episode today since we're doing this.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
We are
okay.
kind of just doing this.
So let me get Julian in on this, so that we can get things rolling.
Yeah. We're gonna run a little bit over our scheduled time today, but stay tuned because after Julian and Cameron and Kier, we will be showing off a very cool special release trailer announcement thing in the near future. Yeah.
Are we gonna show it on this stream, or are we just gonna upload the
Yeah.
video?
We'll show it on this stream. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Marco goes into the tech vault for a few minutes, wondering how we can do that.
Okay. Yeah.
So, okay. I'm gonna send you a message, Brad, so that we don't have to say it on stream.
Okay. Yeah, I am a little worried that we might go over time. You know.
We can.
Wait, that copy that I linked you to is downloadable, so you should be able to get that.
Did you just link it to me now?
I mean, I'll drop it again.
All right. Okay.
This is the special announcement video that you want to show at the end of the show.
That I will only show at the end of the show and not accidentally play right now.
Yeah. Well, I think actually, let's just. It's almost 3:00. I did promise Linda that I would go in and talk and I promised my wife that I would not be in. All right.
I don't know if we can show the trailer like this though.
Probably not. Once you get things live again, then we'll start doing it. Anyway, I'm back. Unfortunately, Marco had some difficulties, so it's just me here. And oh, did you get it? Did you get it? Okay, I think Marco had some difficulties, so it's just me.
Hey, Brad, can you hop off? I think I can hop back in.
Oh, did you get it? Did you get it? Okay, I think Marco has gotten it, so I'm gonna stop and we're gonna jump back onto Marco's. Has gotten it, so I'm gonna stop and we're gonna jump back onto Marco's. All right.
Yeah, me. Hi, everyone. Let me just.
All right. Did that work?
Yeah. Do people see this? Do people see me? Am I?
I see you looking at the YouTube screen, showing the YouTube secret on live video.
Oh.
Why are you doing this, Marco?
Oh no.
You need to tab over to the other tab.
There's the other tab. It's fixed.
Wow. No, you closed the other tab.
No.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Stream Key. I guess everybody's joining us now.
No.
Wow.
So oddly, the stream key is
Okay,
not.
great. Now it's like a corner of the screen.
The stream key. Okay, the stream key is hidden, everyone. Okay, the stream key is hidden. Let me fix this snafu.
Marco, why are you so bad?
Hey man, look, I did it. See? Oh yeah.
Oh man.
This is Julian, not Kier.
Not Kier. Okay.
Okay.
Welcome, Julian. Well,
Sorry, I was running around finding my.
no. I realized that I probably but anyway, we're not going to be on for too much longer.
That's all right.
A because of Marco's technical difficulties, and B because of time constraints on me. Obviously, you guys can just go hang out on Discord and chat longer, or even continue this chat longer if you want. I'll leave things in Marco's hands. He knows what's going on.
Hey, I can stay here a bit longer than Brad, so we can all chill out and hang out. You know, as community manager, it's kind of my job, right?
Yeah. Well, wait. Now Josh is back. What's happening?
No.
Okay.
It's just Google Hangouts being weird.
I see. Well, anyway, welcome, Julian, not Kier. So,
Welcome.
yeah.
Looks like I'm not. Looks like my camera keeps telling me it's not gonna work. But yeah. So tiny time to test.
Yeah. Well, so Julian's working these days on the Grand Chronicle, the big storybook for Indians, and it's been quite a project so far.
Yes, it has. We've been going over all the different storylines from all the different games, and there are a lot of them. And then there are the ones that haven't been covered in any game, which is what I've been busy with lately.
Mm-hmm.
He's done with a lot of the history and backstory,
And future
Dragon Wars and
stories.
Centennial War. Oh yeah,
Well, I mean, they're histories, but they're technically like future games. Like we want to use, Dragon War as the basis for an upcoming game. We want to use some of these other past stories to, to bring other future games to life.
yeah.
So
And we definitely want
extended
to bring
universe.
them to life in somewhere.
Mm-hmm. So those are all coming
More-
together, and we have some new. We were actually bringing new lore stuff into BattleCon Online. I know a couple people were asking about that earlier.
Yep, that was hard at work on over the weekend. So was
Yeah.
just giving that a double check over everything and making sure it all matched up with what we've been doing on the big book. So
Cool. So the next BattleCon Online update confirmed to be the lore update.
Oh, I'm so excited for the lore. I love the lore of Indians.
It's gonna be cool.
And
It's gonna
Brad,
be really cool.
for people who don't know,
Yeah.
and people who haven't listened to the podcast, can you please tell everybody Julian's official job title? Please.
Yeah. So Julian's official job title is Lore Master. Level 99 Games official Lore Master.
it's a little too cool for me.
I don't know, Julian, you're a pretty
It's
cool
fine.
dude.
You're good. You're all good. I think
But-
you've really come into it compared to when we started off, when we were trying to figure out what the heck we're doing. Even
Yeah.
things are feeling really good.
Yeah,
Organized together, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like today going like, hey, what's the calendar like? And having to answer that and then probably shove it over to you and say, does this smell okay?
Yeah, I wrote a bunch of stuff like way back when I did the Argent RPG back in in college when I was first inventing the world. 6 months, 60 days each. That was what it came out to be.
Yeah, you mentioned that, so I've already incorporated that. And
Yeah.
But I won't say any more because we don't now know what's going to be official yet. But
Oh yeah, that's true. So we'll have to
I'm sitting down
Chronicle.
trying to figure out how to come up with month names that don't sound goofy. And
Oh yeah,
that's a tough challenge. It's tougher than it sounds. So
I can talk to you about it. I think I have some cool ideas for it.
okay.
But yeah, someone asking, will Grand Chronicle be available? Yeah, it's going to be a standalone thing, and it's something that we want to to make available all the time, as a kind of an anchor product for the series. And I think that we will be sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? That we'll be doing more books in the future with
Indian's cookbook. Confirmed.
No, not a cookbook. I know that Jared made us a drink menu, so you can mix all the drinks that Darius makes.
Well, I mean, when I was looking through like old lore books for RPGs, I was looking through like the old Dragonlance books that had songs and recipes and all sorts of weird stuff packed away. But you require somebody who actually knows how to actually put those things together and make them actually
Interesting.
functional. So
Yeah. Oh, maybe recipes are the way to go.
Ah,
Now
see,
that I
I knew.
think about it.
Brad, pay me. You do.
Well,
That's my job.
there was a guy I saw at like I think at Origins who was selling his cookbook of fantasy recipes using all stuff that you can only find in medieval Europe. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
so there are folks
yeah,
out there that think about that kind of thing.
it can certainly bring a game to life. But yeah, so Grand Chronicle, this is a precursor to some future RPG products. So hopefully we'll see more RPGs in 2020, or at least the starts of some RPGs in the world.
And it's also just going to be gorgeous. We have some incredibly talented artists working on it. So
Oh yeah.
it's been a tremendous privilege to work with them.
Oh. So yeah. So if you want to know more about the Indians RPG, you can harass Julian on Discord. He's ARBco. And yeah,
Just
Wait,
can't answer
all
too much
your-
with an
all your
RPG. But
inquiries and suggestions there.
Have we confirmed that Indian's RPG is a thing?
I mean, it's definitely something that people want and that we
Yeah.
want. It's something that I want to do. So
We have definitely discussed it. What form it'll take is still kind of in the offing, of course, but
Yeah.
I don't think you could hire me and not have it talked about at some point. So
yeah, the real question, I guess, at this point is it going to be more of a tactical RPG, or is it going to be more of a more of a
Story.
freeform role playing game? So is it going to
more
be
of a
like
story
Mystic
narrative.
Empyrean? Yeah, more Mystic Empyrean or more Champions of Indians?
More, I prefer this. I prefer more Mystic Empyrean, but hey,
Yeah,
Champions of
but that's kind
Indians
of
is
what
fun too.
that's kind of the ways that I lean with it too. That if it were a tactical game, it would be a tactical board game,
Yeah, like
or
might as well make
a
a
role
board
playing
game.
like board game like Seventh Cross.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I was about to say like we already have Seventh Cross. It's just basically that, right? So
Well,
Kind of.
I think there's room for that kind of thing. I feel like with stuff like D&D, like the combat kind of like breaks up play in a way. And there are different philosophies behind that, but it kind of just depends on what you want the focus to game and what you want like the emotional center to be around and all that.
Well, those talks will surely continue. Well,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, since we're at the end of our stream, Marco, you ready to show off our cool video?
okay, well, number one, people are gonna have to give me like a minute or two to fix some of the windows and stuff so that we can show it properly. And then I'm also gonna have to drop out of this call so that I'm the only one left on stream. So I think we should all start saying our goodbyes at this point.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Julian. It's been
No, and
good to have you
thanks for
online.
getting me in here, and I look forward to everybody being able to see everything I'm hard at work on. So
Yeah, Grand Chronicles can be great.
yeah.
Brad, it's gonna be grand. Come on.
Wow. Yeah, I totally missed that.
That is a fair point.
Yeah.
All right.
So, as usual, that's been me, your host, Marco DeSantos, also known as Mechanic Rating. With me has been my amazing host, co-host, CEO,
Sad
president.
Brad.
of
Yeah, I
Level-
enjoyed the sad boy.
not sad, not sad, Brad, not sad
Hey,
boy. It's
we're gonna
happy,
run
happy
a
birthday.
promotion. We're gonna run a let me interject one more thing. We're gonna run a promotion this year where you can send me a Christmas card. To the new office address. So, send your best wishes to us in postcard form, and I appreciate all your season's greetings. Then
Oh my gosh! All right.
any
and
words of encouragement are appreciated.
You know what, Brad? Here's a word of encouragement. You're awesome. And with us has also been Lore Master. Oh my gosh, best title. Lore Master of Level 99 Games himself.
Julian Kulik.
All right, everybody, don't forget your special actions. And thank you, World of Indians of Exceed and Knuckles. Thank you. And good night. I'm going to go start
Good day.
messing up with the stream, and we might cut out in terms of audio, but the stream will be here.
All right.
Give me a bit.
I hope you guys like it. Enjoy the video.
Brad, we're still on camera. I'm still fixing some stuff. All right, everyone. I'm going to take a short break. All right, I'm playing it.
At the beginning of time, great beasts roamed the land. Humans lived in harmony with nature, under their guidance and protection. The earth was as a paradise in that age. But all that ended when humans learned the truth of sorcery by peering into the space beyond worlds. Drawing upon the power of sorcery, mankind built a great civilization. Their first city was called Ivantis. It was filled with wonders of technology and magic that remain unsurpassed to this day. 8 benevolent sorcerer kings ruled in harmony over this so-called Golden Age. But sorcery awakened something else within the hearts of men. An insatiable darkness that devoured their souls from within. Those who drew upon the power of sorcery became terrible beasts forged by their own wicked desires. Eventually, these creatures, now known as the Dark Many, destroyed Ivantis. The 8 kings used their sorcery to seal the land away, banishing Ivantis with all its wonders and horrors from our world. However, men still craved power, and the secrets of sorcery lived on. Monsters roamed the land in search of more souls to devour, and humans lived in constant fear. To protect his people, the first emperor, Enlu, made a pact with the demons. Wielding their dark powers and his cursed sword, he was able to slay the beasts that roamed the land, and freed mankind from fear. From the first emperor's diabolic union, Carmine was born. Known as the immortal First Empress, she ruled over the lands with an iron hand. Her knights drank in the power of hellfire to gain the strength of demons. They subjugated all mankind, creating an empire where the secrets of sorcery were granted only to nobility. Over centuries, the cruelty of the empire grew, and the divide between nobility and slaves became absolute. Humanity once again lived in fear, now at the mercy of forces that had once saved them. One fateful day, the heart of a noble named Seti was moved by the plight of the slaves. Taking up his sacred blade, he struck down the Empress and began a revolution, establishing the Church as the protector of mankind. Seti vowed to fully purify the world of the knowledge of sorcery, once again returning the lands to paradise. At last, in the 4th Age, the Age of the Church, the world has once more found some semblance of peace. Yet our work remains unfinished. Memories of past glory still linger for servants of the ancient empire. Arcane societies protect the last secrets of sorcery from the Church's purifying fire. As the inheritors of our sacred oath, you must seek out and destroy these sorcerers and the monsters they create. Immortal Seti be with you, hunters.
In case you couldn't tell from that, that's the 7th Cross trailer. Yeah, let me put this back on. So, I'm gonna upload that entire thing on YouTube separately. So, welcome to the after party. Hopefully I can get my own camera working here. So, the full trailer version of that's gonna be uploaded onto our YouTube. It's probably gonna look different than what you see here. So you got to see some weird version of this trailer. I'm gonna upload a cooler one in a few minutes, so don't worry about it. Hey everyone, welcome to Marco's After Party, where it's just Marco. I'm gonna go try to get somebody else in here. Oh, if you thought that was sick, wait until you see the other one. Alright everyone, I'm gonna go stream for a little bit more. Since we ended up talking a lot about Exceed, and we ended up talking a lot about some of the other projects, do we have a date? Ooh, am I allowed to tell people when that is? I am actually not sure if I'm allowed to. Soon. The answer is very, very soon. So what are we gaming tonight? Well, today is Wednesday. So usually on Wednesdays, so it's Wednesday my time, Tuesday everybody else's time. I don't actually play a lot of games during Wednesday because it's usually the podcast day, but since the stream happened, I guess the real answer is life. Life is what's happening. That's that. That's what's happening. Okay, let's see. Media source. No. I need to capture video. Video capture device. No. Alright. Does everybody see me? Just tell me if it doesn't work properly. And just tell me if you still see me. Alright, let's see. Because Exceed is the Exceed is great. I love Exceed. Asking me on a date for 7th Cross. I don't have the authority to be able to give the date. Let's just say tune in for the holidays, I guess. We see you and you're valid. I mean, look, man, I can be invalid, I can be valid, I can be many things. Sorry for my poor webcam quality. I don't have my nice webcam. It's quite unfortunate. Sorry, somebody's messaging me on Discord. So, this is the Marco After Party chat. I think I want to get Jackie in on this. Alright, I'll try to get somebody in on this. Brad's too busy, so it's just Marco time. You will now see the air conditioning in my room that Jackie was referring to. Nope, opposite side. There you go. See? It's a window type air conditioning. Welcome to Level 99 Games, where we talk about air conditioning and all things otherwise. It's also weird because I'm not wearing a jacket, so for most people who watch Battle Guides, you'll probably only see me ever in jackets, so no jacket, Marco. Welcome. The release date of Season 4, expect something in 2020. I can't really say what Season 4... Oh, wait. Season 4 is Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight is coming end of this year. So what's your full new title for your new... I have no idea. I think my title is literally just Community Manager in Events. That's okay, you're our favorite, Marco. Don't tell anyone else. An imposter. Yeah, I'm a clone. I was killed and replaced. Okay, so don't tell anybody else. Fun fact, my wife has a bunch of sound of birds going off in the background. So watching you in Battle Guides mode now with birds is like old times. Oh no! There was a point in time where I was recording a bunch of Battle Guides and I had like 20 birds in my house. For people who don't know, my dad owns a zoo. And he sometimes brings animals into our house before he puts them into the zoo. So it's kind of wild because sometimes like my dad comes home and there's just like 20 pigs in the house. And I'm like, this is a regular day. So Season 4, Shovel Knight, end of this year. Confirmed. Season 5... expect something in 2020, an announcement or something like that. Tiger. Marco lore. Yeah, so For people who don't know, maybe so only the people on Discord actually end up knowing this, because I talk about this more on the Discord than I do on the YouTube channels. But I grew up with tigers in my house. My baby crib was next to a giant tiger cage, etc., etc., etc. It's like full-on Life of Pi. Kind of wild. He bought a zoo. Honey, I bought a zoo. It wasn't actually a zoo. My dad was just really into animals, and he ended up getting too many of them, so he made them a zoo. Invite you. Okay. All right, let's try this out, Jackie. 15 minutes? All right, we can try. Start voice call.
Are we on Discord or are we doing Google Hangouts? What's happening?
No, we're doing Discord because I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
We can't video call on Discord, can't we?
I mean, we can, but you'd have to show it via OBS. Like, you'd have to, like,
No,
not
no.
move
I know
the...
you can screen share on Discord, but not video call.
I can video call. I can turn on my camera.
Okay.
See?
I can turn on my camera.
That's what they want you to think.
No, okay, it's not working. Wait. Give me a second. I'm gonna turn off my camera on OBS and try to get it on Discord so that Jackie and I can be side by side. Okay, so let's...
Oh, sorry. Marco would have to turn me down on his side, I think.
Yeah, I am turning you down on your on our side. Can you talk again, Jackie?
Hi.
All right.
Baby shark doo 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 doo.
Oh God, what have you done, Jackie?
Oh, whatever I want.
Well, the camera doesn't work on my end, I think. Wait, let me leave call with Jackie. Okay, video. It's not working, Jackie.
Are you sure you've got it set to the right camera?
Okay, let me... How do I do that? Input... This is voice.
Settings.
But this... I only find
Settings?
voice. I don't see video
No.
settings.
Go under voice settings, go down to video settings. Voice settings, and then under input mode and input settings.
Oh. Is this working now?
Yeah, boy!
Okay, but it's not letting me do side by side of us. It's just you.
Well, you can switch it now. Like, so you can click on your avatar and you can switch.
Yeah, but then I would just be switching between the two of us.
Well, oh, double click it. I just got it side by side.
Oh, we should have done this earlier. Oh my God.
That's what I told Brad to do. This is what we started with.
Okay, wait. No knocking on Brad while Brad's not here. That's rude.
Sad boy Brad. But it's the birthday party. You gotta always make fun of the birthday boy. That's how that works.
All right.
Isn't that
Hey,
how-
look,
isn't
I
that
did
how
it.
that works,
I did
guys?
it, chat. We're here. Oh man, that was a freaking struggle, man. Like, it's okay. Welcome to the after party where we talk about our snafus and we make fun of ourselves.
So there were a few questions that came up in terms of dates, and I would like to help you with those.
Okay, well, I'm a taken guy, so I can't do dates
No.
to everyone.
No, I'm not interested.
Not you. I'm talking to chat. I don't want to date you. Oh, no offense.
Oh, you've got kitties. Anyway. So Marco and me get along pretty well because we can make fun of each other. So what people asked about Shovel Knight, and then they asked about Kickstarter for Seventh Cross, I believe. Question mark?
Yeah. So people were asking about Seventh Cross. People were asking about when's Shovel Knight coming out. When is Shrek Exceed Season 5 coming out? You know.
So Seventh Cross. We can't give an exact confirmed date. All we can say is winter still. Whether that's 2019 or 2020, we can't say. It's winter. So still got a little bit of winter left in regards to that. As for Shovel Knight should be 2 people by the holiday season, unless a freak accident happens. Oh, it's an elephant.
Hello.
How cute. I have a tiger pillow.
Jackie's favorite animal is tigers, and Jackie is very upset at the fact that I own tigers.
Oh my god, when you told me that, I was just like, oh, I need to be friends with Marco in case I ever go to where
What
you
a
live.
user! What a user, this person! Oh my gosh.
And as for information in regards to season 5 of Exceed, we expect to release something, like an announcement regarding that in January. Flexible date, but in January. So if you're here for Exceed and you want to know what's lit, that'll be in January.
I need to
I'm really
explain
excited.
that so people understand what we mean when we do that. So, there's a recurring meme in the Level 99 Games community in Discord where every time somebody asks what the new season of Exceed is, I say that it's lit. And that's just the meme now. So, like, whenever we fake reveal a new season of Exceed, we say it's lit. So, and then you try to justify any new season of Exceed by doing a chain of absurd logical leaps. So, I can go like, Shrek Exceed is the new season of Exceed because lit, fire, there was a scene in Shrek with fire in it, confirmed, right?
With the dragon?
Yeah, that's confirmed. There you go. It's like, okay, dragons, there's a dragon in Shrek.
Literally anything.
Yeah, literally anything. You can just make a logic. Scooby-Doo Exceed, like, lit, it's hot, it's hot
Lava
underneath
monster.
masks, right? And then, like,
You
all the
meddling
villains...
kids.
Yeah, all the villains in Scooby-Doo wear masks, so Scooby-Doo Exceed confirmed. Like, everything just works. Like, so if you just make a logical leap. So somebody was asking, what's your favorite Level 99 Games character to draw? I do not draw.
Somebody was asking that?
Yeah, somebody was asking that. I do not
Oh.
draw, but I have... So I was a brony. I still am, actually.
I see.
Hey,
I was actually a guest at BronyCon for 2 years, so I got to experience the fandom. It was interesting because it was very different than going to an anime con or even a comic con. The demographics were different, so it was an interesting experience.
All right, so the point is that I drew fan art of Indian's characters drawn as ponies. So, like, if you Google that, you'll probably find it. That was in the early days when I was still in, like, first year, second year high school. I drew some of that. So there's like a Cadenza pony, a Luke pony. I think there's a Zamasul pony too. All right.
By the way, somebody said to play Sagat. I do actually really enjoy Sagat out of the Street Fighter characters. So, yeah. I like just putting down a grasp at 8 speed. It makes me feel good.
You're mean. You could just play EX cards,
Yes!
Explain Crowley. So this is a really, really weird one. I will not explain Crowley just yet.
Do not explain Crowley.
What
yeah.
Crowley... So Crowley is a really bad and a really good hint at the same time.
It's a really bad hint. What are
It's
you
a really
talking
good hint, though, because...
It's a really bad
it
hint.
leads... So here's the thing. If you follow the logical conclusion of Crowley, you'll actually end up with a game. But the thing about that is that that first game is actually a red herring, and you need to understand another game connected to that game to get the real...
Wait. Chris was like, did someone say Shrek Exceed? Marco, we need to talk about leaks.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Marco, you're about to get fired.
So Crowley is actually the name of a crow, right? And there was a crow in Shrek. So we did it. And we confirmed Shrek Exceed. Chris, at least I didn't spoil Sonic movie Exceed. Oops.
Hey man, it actually looks way better. But talking about movies. Oh, kitty.
Hey, it's Hazy.
It's Hazy.
Hi, Hazy.
She's like, is it safe? I actually have a friend over. We're supposed to go to lunch.
Friends? I'm the only friend you need. Does your friend have tigers? I have tigers. So...
Okay. That's fair, actually.
Yeah.
It's legit fair. But talking about like movie releases really quick, have you seen the trailer for the new Scoobs movie? It's a Scooby-Doo animation thing they're doing.
Yes, I know. It looks really nice, actually. Like,
it looks great, but I'm like
unironically.
super heartbroken about the voice cast because they only got Frank Welker to do Scooby-Doo, and Frank Welker has been the voice of Fred literally for like 20, 30
but
years.
why?
And so they're like, we'll cast Zac Efron, and it's like,
Who's Zac Efron? Is he Shaggy?
He's Fred.
He's Fred. Okay.
Yeah. The casting is extremely strange that they didn't get the original voices for Velma or
And they're
Daphne
all
and
there,
stuff.
right? Like all these
They're
voice
all
actors
there.
are still active. So I
They
don't
do they still do the role, yeah, totally.
I mean,
It's
I
a
guess they
little
wanted
sad.
Headmaster Zephron in there for the name for the
Well,
cloud.
it's like they like to. I don't know. I don't get it, right? Because like kids aren't gonna see a movie because their favorite actor is in it, right? Like, who cares if blank 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 is in it? Like when I was 8, I was like, ooh, it's I don't know, Pocahontas or something, right? Like I was like, ooh, that looks cool
I don't
because
know.
of the character.
I watch movies because of some of the voice actors in them, specifically if they are of my race, if they're Filipino. That's just a
Fair.
Filipino thing.
Yeah, I don't think Matthew Lillard is how you say. I don't think he's Shaggy either.
What do
and
you
that's
mean
really a
he's
shame.
not Shaggy? But he is the Shaggy.
They recast everyone besides Scooby Doo. Like
And
Scooby Doo's
but they
Frank
even
Welker.
recast Scooby Doo because he's not actually Scooby Doo. He's Fred.
Well, no. So Frank Welker does Scooby Doo and Fred.
He does
To,
both.
to clarify, he does both. But even though they have him on the cast of Scooby Doo, they still hired somebody else
to play Fred.
to do Fred.
But it's Zephron, okay? Yeah, you got Zephron Exceed confirmed.
Oh, I forgot. You're super into High School Musical.
I love High School Musical, everyone. We're all in the High School Musical Exceed. I want to make a High School Musical board game. Now, this is what you've spurred on to us. Shonen Anime High School Musical, the board game. Zac Efron is in it. He has the power. He's the chosen one, right? If he dances and picks basketball, he gains basketball powers. But also, if he sings, he goes super Zac, and then he can dunk better. There you go. Well, welcome to Marcus Board Game Design.
Let's talk about a level 99 thing.
Let's
really
talk about
quick.
level 99
Really
games.
quick.
Yeah, let's talk about BattleCon. Anybody can ask me about BattleCon now because I'm god of BattleCon now. Who knew?
Yes. Easy.
And we can talk about Jackie's cat.
Well, let's see if I can get her on camera really quick. She wants me to pet her while she eats, but okay.
Because I don't. Marco embarrassing himself live. Look, man, I am. Oh, it's a kitty. Is she like a?
Hi.
Is she like a short hair, an American short hair?
Yeah, she's. I mean, she's basically a tabby. She's pretty short. She's extremely small. When you sorry, I got tangled.
I love
When
how you just twirled like that was princess mode activate.
In the name of the moon, I'll punish you.
Oh my gosh! Look, Sailor Moon Exceed also confirmed.
One day, dude.
One day.
One day.
When will you make tourney legal Robert the Saint? Okay, so that's a really interesting question because number one, we can't reprint Robert the Saint because he was made by Danny Harrietta or I forget how to pronounce his last name, but we don't have the rights to reprint that character. We actually reprinted quote unquote rebalanced Robert in the form of what's his name? Raedric, who is the blacksmith mage from Mage Wars. And he's kind of like a rebalanced Robert in that sense. But there is a tournament legal character who feels very much like Robert. So if you really like Robert's gameplay, I highly recommend playing, his name is Lucius. He is a solo fighter coming out in BattleCon Unleashed. He is very much like Robert. He doesn't have the same kind of like broken abilities as Robert because he's supposed to be tournament legal, and Robert is completely broken beyond all belief. So Lucius, try him out. He's fun.
I'm trying to get my cat in the camera with the laser pointer.
Okay, I mean, look, while I'm answering some BattleCon questions, also, when is Zal Ezra? Wait and see. Because Himmel is also really fun, and Himmel's, we gotta wait for Himmel. Which character do you really like now after the balance changes that you didn't like previously? There was a character that I kind of wanted to play, but he was kind of bad. Not bad because he's like bad balance-wise, but he just didn't gel with my playstyle really well. But now with the changes and some of the buffs, Clen Hyde is one of my new mains. So Clen Hyde, really cool character. Funny story, we might see a Clen Hyde skin coming soon. I'm not going to tell you why or how, but yeah, there you go.
We need more cadenzalings. I have a question. I have a real question for the chat.
Okay.
If I made a cadenzaling plushie, would you buy it?
Here's the thing: can we even make cadenzalings? Because those aren't ours.
We would have to talk to the artist.
Okay,
but
so we'd have to talk to
would
the
you
cat.
buy it?
Yeah, would you buy cadenzaling plushies? I would. I mean, I'm a fan of plushies. If Herbert here is not enough proof.
I have a Jolteon over there.
You have a Jolteon?
That's Jolteon, and then that's a little kitty.
Oh,
But that's a Jolteon that lays down.
Where is my... I can't show people this pillow that's behind me, because it will completely ruin my reputation.
Oh no, is it like one of those waifu pillows?
It's a Daki, yeah, it's a Daki.
Yeah.
I have a mouse named Bite.
Oh.
I also have a pouring from Ragnarok Online that I had my friend cross-stitch for me. So
I have... This is a tissue box.
Sorry, crochet, not cross-stitch.
This is a tissue box.
That's a tissue box? Okay.
And
Hey, look,
then
it's a
this
cute
is my
Jolteon. Okay.
Yeah.
I would in
like
general love more level 99 branded things that weren't board game. So Jackie is actually in
Yeah.
charge of stuff like that. So
I
if
am
you
in
want
charge of stuff like that.
shirts, socks, mugs, underwear, playmats, whatever, right? Like
Prints, pins, keychains, plushies, pillows, so on and so forth. I have definitely been looking into a wide variety of things, and I'm really excited that before the end of the year, you will certainly see some additions in regards to that in our store. I can't go into too much more detail, but it will happen. I know I've been saying that for a little bit, but we wanted to make sure that the products were up to snuff and that they're things that you guys would want to see. If there's specifics of what you guys want to see, maybe certain shirts or from certain properties, please let me know. That would be extremely helpful.
yes. Somebody asks, can we have some assist like cards for Exceed like strikers in BattleCon? So that's
Could you kind of like fill me in on this?
okay. So,
So I understand it.
you've played Skullgirls, right? Or like other.
Yeah.
So you know how
Yeah,
there's a
Armor
button that
versus
like has your
Capcom,
teammate
or-
pop onto the screen, do an attack, and then they hop off the screen.
Oh, yeah, we've internally talked about this, but it really depends on like the IP that we're working on.
Exactly. So I
And-
don't think it would
yeah.
work as like a separate product that you put into an Exceed
Correct.
game, but more of like it would be a season mechanic for a season of Exceed.
Mhm.
So like if we got a game, like for example, if for some strange reason we got Marvel vs. Capcom, we would have to put assists into that game because assists is what makes that game that game.
Yeah.
So-
Like Skullgirls, I think, is another one that has a potentiality to do that. I think there's a lot of games that you can do that with. So it's something that we have definitely talked about. Also, I'm looking at some of your suggestions. So Nendroids are a little hard. I just want to clarify that. However, doing like a PVC figure, like a really nice sculpture, we would need to do like a pre-order period just because they do take a lot to do. Like they're very costly. But doing a Nendroid that is specific to Good Smile Company, so we would have to partner with them, and it would have to be worth their while to work with us as a company, because Nendroids are like that's Good Smile's thing. We can't like make our own Nendroid. You're not technically allowed to do that. That would be bad. But keychains, I love hearing about keychains, particularly if there's specific characters. Shirts, definitely. Pokemon Exceed, no. That's not on the list.
Look, man, if Toby Fox can be in Pokemon, we can. All right, like Toby Fox is in Pokemon.
He's in Smash, I thought.
No, he's in Pokemon now. He's one of the
What?
composers for it. Yeah. So
Oh, well, that's different.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, yeah. All right, wait. When is Jamina? No, stop. Tag team mechanic that you. Okay, so quick clarification. A lot of the most modern versions of Exceed do not support tag team mechanic.
Correct.
So, yes.
By the way, that phone you might be hearing in the background is my friend downstairs.
I do not hear
Trying
anything.
to be quiet. Okay, good. But yeah, tag team is to be able to produce Succeed at a faster rate. It's just not possible for us to really support tag team, and we weren't necessarily satisfied with where it was. So at the moment, tag team is not something you'll see in like season 4 or season 5. or season 6.
Yeah, it's something that we've kind of learned pseudo while doing BattleCon, is that trying to, because you make the 1v1 game first, right? And you've
My mom
balanced
is
your
calling me.
characters. It's okay. Just turn off your camera or something, and I can talk about
No,
this.
I was just I just ignored her. Sorry, Mom.
Oh. All right. So when you balance the 1v1 game and then you have a multiplayer mode, that kind of balloons the scope of what you need to do. Like, I'm not saying it's bad to have multiplayer modes, but what I'm saying is that it's very hard to take a 1v1 game that's balanced for 1v1 and then create a multiplayer mode where everything will make sense. So, like, certain things have to be done in order to make the multiplayer mode make sense. Because otherwise, what would happen is you would have characters like Rexan, who gave people tokens, and then what would happen was Rexan would have to pseudo create tokens from thin air every time he attacked things, which was weird. And now, exactly why Rexan works the way he does now, where instead of him giving people tokens, he just gains tokens that embody his curses. So Exceed is a bit harder to do that kind of stuff with, mostly because Exceed is a game basically balanced around the fact that there's only one other fighter on the board. Creating custom characters has shown me that trying to have more than one stand-up on the board is impossible. And one opposing stand-up. So, like, having 2 opponents, it just turns the game up on its head too much. Because mid-attack selection in Exceed is really strong, right? Like, if you could make your cross attacks advance 3 or retreat 3, it becomes, like, it turns into Calvin Ball, basically, so it's crazy.
I mean, the other thing to note, too, is that one thing Level 99 has a history of doing is adding additional modes to a lot of its games, and I think it's kind of become a sort of standard. And sometimes a game just doesn't necessarily need it, or it doesn't make sense in the scope. So, you know, we're analyzing that and kind of looking at, is this something that this game necessarily needs, you know, for optimal enjoyment.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, right, like, the less time we spend making those side modes, the more we can make the core game mode, like, solid. The more we can make it balanced, the more we can make the characters fun. Like, not having to balance around tag means that Tinker Knight can exist, right? Because if tag was a thing, Tinker Knight cannot exist, all right? Because what would happen is that you would have weird balance stuff where Tinker Knight would be paired with a character who can cheat out boosts, and then suddenly Tinker Knight's boosts are going on a character with decent stats, and then the entire game just explodes on itself, right? Like we could have that in the game, but it's not going to be a fun experience. Whoever's playing this combo will just completely destroy anybody else, and it's just not fun. I mean, like, it's not fun to do a thing and then blow your opponent up and then they don't get to play, right? Like, if you wanted that, play Magic and...
It's fun for me.
Stop it, you jerk. Stop it, you blue player. Ugh, blue players in Magic. Ugh. All right.
But I just want to say I probably have to leave in like 10 minutes, and I think you've got somebody else after me that's willing to join you on the team.
Who?
Josh.
Oh, Josh, right. Okay.
Yeah, he mentioned that. So if anyone else has any questions for me in regards to maybe licenses or any of the localization that we're trying to do, anything that's coming soon, I addressed a little bit the press website that we have. We can actually give a sneak peek of that. I have no qualms with that. If you want to, if we don't have to. But
so here's the thing. I would love to, but I don't have a pre-production stream layout available for us.
I understand.
So,
it's in the future we'll be a little bit more prepared.
Yeah, we'll be able to show that off a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
sorry.
Really excited about that. No, go ahead.
I'm really excited for your press website. I've seen some of it, so I'm hyped because I'm.
Hey, Kana, talk about roller coasters.
Don't get Kana started on roller coasters. Jackie
I got to go to Germany, and it was great. I got to go to Fantasyland.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Tournament Exceed is basically tag anyway. So for people who don't know, Tournament Exceed functions a lot like Pokemon, in a way. It's kind of like you have
we have a corgi?
No, but we have 3 fighters. you pick one, you fight them, right? And then somebody gets knocked out, and then you have to pick a new fighter. So it's kind of like you're playing a 3v3. So that's how Tournament Exceed actually works, is that you pick 3 characters as a team, and then you fight one-on-one, and then knock out each other's characters. So it's kind of like a fighting game in that sense. And it also balances the game because it allows you to essentially soft ban enemy characters and things like this. So it's a really fun it's a really fun way of playing the game, and I really like it.
I'm actually surprised. So I think only 2 people have suggested what you're talking about. The Chi Haya Furu. I can't. Yokai Watch.
Oh no!
Yokai
Don't get
Watch.
Jackie started on Yokai Watch, dude.
Who is trolling Marco so hard, picking all my buttons right now?
Oh my gosh! It's like roller coasters, Yokai Watch. Like the only thing you have left to do is like suggest that we make a wholesale magical girl Sailor Moon board game.
Sailor Moon. You could do Final Fantasy horror. I really like horror movies.
I thought you were.
But-
I thought you were trying to say that you wanted to make a Sailor Moon Final Fantasy horror game, and that was wild for like half a
That's
second.
amazing. I actually have in my personal time dabbled with the thought of maybe developing something with roller coasters. For those of you who like, this is just in my own spare time, so don't think about it as, but I'm not from board games, right? So Level 99 Games has inspired me to maybe look at this. But I'm passionate about board games I'm passionate about roller coasters. And I like the education behind it, like the different types of launches, what's the difference between a Cobra roll or a Heartline roll, so on and so forth. And it would be cool to be able to kind of convey that in an educational game in some way, like
Obviously, Jackie just wants to make Roller Coaster Tycoon the board game, but
yes. But you know what we could have? We could have Marco dressed up as a dinosaur in a mascot costume, and he just walks around the board and he makes people happy.
Oh, that's so cute. We could call him Marco the Dinosaur. Marco
Yeah.
is a dinosaur from your imagination. What do you call this? Here's a twist on your roller coaster game. Each roller coaster company has magic shonen powers, right? So
That's the expansion, Marco.
This
You're
guy's
getting way
roller
ahead of it.
coasters shoot fireballs. Why? Who cares? You can attack enemy roller coasters. I don't know.
Anime edition.
I really want. My favorite thing in ever is you take a mundane task. And anime is the best at doing this. You take a mundane task and then you just extend it to its logical or illogical conclusion. So like
You're gonna take a potato chip and eat it.
No, but that's the thing. It's like, what if you had a set of superpowers that was only relevant to that mundane task? So anybody who's watched Yakitate Japan will know that all of these characters have superpowers that are only applicable to baking bread. And this is the best concept I've ever heard.
Coasters of Indy.
Coasters of in perfect.
You can do that though. Like, okay, so humor me for a second. You could totally take all of like a list of characters from Indians, and I bet you 100% I could find a roller coaster equivalent to them.
Oh, okay. So Malandrax.
I bet I could do that.
Malandrax.
You'd have to show me the character, tell me more about the character.
Okay,
you
well,
know,
Malandrax is like a trap-setting evil mastermind genius boy.
There is a coaster in Europe called 13 Ghosts, I think it is, and actually it has a section where it pulls into a shed and it's really dark, and the coaster actually drops down onto another track.
Oh, so
There you go.
the roller coaster is a trap.
Yeah, the roller coaster is a trap.
Okay. But
Got
it's called
you.
13 Ghosts, so that's not very lore
Yeah.
appropriate, because Malandrax is not a ghost. He is a revived zombie. There's a difference, okay?
I said I'd put it to the coaster, like the coaster, not the name of the coaster. I can't fit. How do I fit within the theme of some of these coasters? Like, Tatsu would work, but I can't do like the Good Dinosaur, which is like Jurassic Park, right? Like that's. I need to stop. I need to stop. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Somebody's saying room cleaning of Indians. Exactly.
Hey, my room's not that messy.
No. This is the point. I want a shonen anime about cleaning the rooms. It's like there's this guy. It's like imagine the main character wants to be the room cleaning champion, right? And every week some weirdo room cleaner comes in with their own superpower. It's like I'm Mr. Clean. My bald head actually exudes soap from it that allows me to wash anything in a 5 centimeter radius. Like something like that, right? Like I would be into that. I would be super into that.
So for the person asking about career opportunities, we actually don't list publicly if we're looking for something. We do sometimes mention it in the Discord, maybe in the podcast or something along those lines. But if you do want to submit your resume, so we do have it on file, just head on over to our contact us form, and there should be a section now that says career or job opportunities, or just you can send a general inquiries. So that would be the best way to apply for Level 99 games.
Yeah, or you could do it the Marco way. Be a complete fanboy for 5 years, create 200 videos of BattleCon, and then end up here. Zookeepers of Indians, that'd be wild. Here's the thing, though, I'm not really into zoos, which is ironic coming from me.
You need to go play Planet Zoo. It just came out.
Yeah, but why would I do that? So here's the thing. People are like, oh, Marco, you like Planet Zoo, or you like this thing where you take care of animals. It's like, this is my daily life. That's boring to me at this point. It's like, oh, you can put a tiger and a lion in the same cage. I'm like, we've done this. It's like, it's done. It's passé. Like, okay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily do that in this game, but I digress. You can build stuff, and it's cool.
Yeah. Pre-owned disc duelers, so you don't have a pressure of putting the stickers on yourself. I mean, that's completely true. You know what? We can just keep hanging out. I think I can stream for a bit
Indians, the Otome game. Oh my gosh, please. Somebody convince Brad on that.
Indians, but aren't Otome games just visual novels?
They're visual novels for females. So you would be a female protagonist, or I guess you could be a male protagonist as well, and then you would try and like romance the male characters from BattleCon or Indians.
See, in my mind, why do that when we can do robots of dating and then date all the robots in Indians? Let's go!
But you have more variety if it's a general Otome game.
What do you mean? There's so many robots in Indians. We're not lacking for variety. Like, I want a dating sim where every character is a non-human. That would be pretty interesting.
What's that pigeon one? Go play the pigeon one.
A Hatful Boyfriend.
Yeah. And then they just did the KFC one, and I don't think those are like personifications more than actual characters.
Okay. Machikoro Indians. Nope. Technically, we already have a Machikoro in Millennium Blades called the Fish Boat. There's a card in Millennium Blades called Machikoro Legacy. Oh, sorry, Fish Boat Legacy, which is a really bad card, but it is the best card in that entire game because it has an effect that says you gain points equal to the number of sunglasses on this card, and the card has no sunglasses on it. But then when you play it, it has an effect that says draw a sunglass on this card. So you can accrue sunglasses on the card over time.
In regards to the BattleCon, or sorry, the Indians visual novel, we still have all the assets for that. There's a potentiality of us playing around and doing little mini things. So just throwing that out there. It's not dead yet, Jim.
What was this? Is this Star Trek? Okay. Monster Prom. Okay, family-friendly show. I cannot talk about too much about Monster Prom. No, but that's the thing. People want humanoid-looking monsters. I am talking about like just Neuromil K, or literally just a tree. Like we get to a point where they do not look human at all, right? They're not.
You need like Neko Mimis and stuff.
No. I want an actual shrub. Let's date an actual shrub. Let's go.
No, like, I don't want this.
What do you mean
You're weird, Marco. You're just weird.
And then the shrub has shonen powers, right? See?
Now you know that he lives at a zoo. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. When is PTO? That's a very Cameron-esque question. And PTO...
Hey, Cameron.
Yeah, hey, Cameron, come here. There's actually a very different direction that PTO is going in. We talked a little about it on the podcast. But really, it's all about understanding that PTO is now not necessarily the game that you'd imagine it to be, not the game that you've seen on all the gameplay videos. It might still look the same, but the core gameplay loop might be different. It might be more PvE than PvP, because I guess we wanted to do less PvP experiences. And, you know, it's cool. I like it. I mean, I have to like it. I made some of the cards, so yeah.
I'm just going to assume that Cells. So any suggestion you give me for Exceed or anything else that's licensed, I take it seriously. So someone said Cells at work. So that's Kodansha. So that wouldn't be too difficult to do. It's just you'd probably only want to do the 2 characters, right? You'd want to do the white blood cell and the red blood cell. I don't
But
think
you
you'd want to do a full series. For
I
it.
don't think you can even do red blood cell, because I don't think red blood cell fights. Right?
You carry packages, throw packages.
It's
Bam.
hard to create, like maybe you could do killer T cell or like macrophage, but like
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like it would be weird to not
have red. Yeah,
red blood cell.
But okay, so
represented,
red and
yeah.
white blood cell are a tag team, like Shovel Knight and Shield Knight, right? They're a tag team, and then you can only attack red blood cell, and then white blood cell is the only one that can attack. So white blood cell has to protect red blood cell, like in the show.
Oh, that's kind of cute. I kind of like that. I think that's nice.
So how is Battlecon Online doing? I think we talked a little about this earlier. Battlecon
We
Online
did.
is getting a lore update, and Julian's been writing it. There you go. I'm a fan of the changes. Let's see. Player versus everyone. No, PvE means player versus environment. That usually just means it's you against the video game. So single player game. It's a single player game is usually what that means. I think there's some plans for couch co-op. So it's like a co-op game where you and your friend play pixel tactics against the AI of the game. So there you go.
I like that people are mentioning duo packs because we've had internal discussions in regards to duo packs. No promises, but we've had internal conversations regarding those.
Make a custom. So I do have a custom character for Exceed. I made Phoenix Wright from Marvel vs. Capcom. I mean, he's from Ace Attorney, I know, but I based it off
I was
his
about to be so offended.
I have played Ace Attorney, okay? It's just that I based him off his Marvel vs. Capcom incarnation. So
Right.
he has the mechanic where he searches for evidence, and then when he hits you with the objection, he turns turnabout mode and becomes the most broken character in the game. Mega Man Battle Network Exceed has been... So I wanted to actually make a Mega Man Battle Network board game. So, we'll see.
Mega Man as a license is in a really weird spot right now. I believe Jasco still has it, but I don't know if they're renewing. So we're watching, we're looking, but it's not a big priority right now because another company at the moment has it.
Oh, I see.
Just to throw that out there.
Kevin, again, family-friendly show. I will not talk about Food Wars. But yes, I would like some weird, like, cooking, shonen cooking board game. I mean, look, Level 99 Games is the kind of publisher where shonen anime blank would work. Because the entire...
Can you do a board game where you teach somebody how to cook?
Teach somebody how to cook, or, like, you cook?
You cook as you play. And then by the end of it, you get to eat your food. Or poison your friends, depending on how
like,
well you did.
That's interesting. Granted, though, that having a board game setup that requires you to have an oven and stuff might be weird. But yeah, like...
I don't know. There's a lot of single people living alone for the first time that can only eat ramen.
Are you talking from experience, Jackie?
Yes!
Oh, snap.
You know what I had today? It was...
Oh, Jackie, no.
It was McDonald's.
Jackie, no, not the Mickey D's. The forbidden food.
Do you want to know how many times I went to McDonald's in Germany?
In Germany? In another
In
country?
Germany.
Okay.
In another country.
Twice a day.
We went 4 times during our trip.
Oh my gosh.
One of the days, to be fair, 2 of those are because we had just gotten off our flight and they had a menu that you could make into English and like touch it, touch the screen.
Yeah.
And so it was like, and we were mentally exhausted. And then I did it on the last day because I was alone in Germany. So I was like, I don't want to interact with people.
That's me every day.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Is that why your room is so dark?
No, it's because if I turned on the lights in the back, then it would backlight the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right?
enough.
So I'm just trying, like, I don't have my green screen up right now. So controversial opinion, Yakitate is better than Food Wars. How's that controversial? That's just the truth. What other customs in Battlecon Exceed have you seen that I like? There's a lot that I
Hollow
like.
Knight. Hollow Knight's really good.
The
in
Hollow
Exceed.
Knight is really good. I don't know what the character's actually called. Is it like the Knight or something? 'Cause-
I know what the other character is. It's like Hornet, but I forget what the knight itself
Yeah,
is called.
I-
But
it's
the
the
graphic,
knight.
the graphic and design in that is like
It's really good, really well done.
really good. Yeah.
Shout out to Daniel Zeiger, also known as D, also known as Tyrankin, or Daniel Zeiger for short, who made an entire season of Exceed by himself. With his own graphic design, with his own season mechanics, and it's really good. Like, the characters are really good there. I think my favorite character from there is Than, whose entire point is that he's a wild swinger, and his ability is that when he hits the opponent, he gets to look at the top card of his deck, and that's it. And it's such a cool character concept. It's so simple and so elegant. I'm a real big fan of simple and elegant design. So there you go.
I'm gonna bounce in like 5 minutes, just so you're aware.
All right. So, people, if you have questions for Jackie, please ask her, and I'm going to try to answer all of these things. Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. How about that, Jackie? No?
Disney's hard, man. Disney, Activision, people in that kind of space. Generally, you need an in. I do not have an in at those companies. There's quite a few companies that I do, but that is not one of them. Also, the Hollow Knight custom is for Exceed.
Yes. The Hollow Knight custom is for Exceed.
But yeah, I would like to do something really big like that. I think really our main focus moving forward is video games and doing an anime, which I think I've said a ton, but we really want to do an anime. So.
Is there a chance of getting Battlecon characters in Exceed? So this is something that we've kind of been talking about. Because it's like, you know, at some point, we're not going to have an IP lined up for Exceed, right? And we're going to need to make a season. And we've been talking about, like, rotations, and we've been talking about an evergreen set. Like, none of this is official, right? Like, this is just us talking in the community discords, but like, there's a rotation. So people who don't know, Exceed seasons actually rotate out of tournament viability. Which means that, like, at some point in time, Season 1 is no longer going to be tournament viable or tournament legal. But it also brings up the question of, does that mean, like, do we have a version of an evergreen set? Like, the set that will always be there so that people can always have a product of Exceed to buy in case they don't like the IPs that are currently out right now. And there have been talks whether or not that's going to be like the Street Fighter season, whether that's going to be a 7th Cross season, or maybe like
it can't be the Street Fighter season.
Okay, so whether it's
I'm just throwing it out there, like just so people know. Licensed agreements usually last for 2 to 3 years. Sometimes it can last longer depending on your agreement. So an evergreen will almost definitely not be a licensed season. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. It's just how it is. Sorry.
Yeah, but Indians is like the simplest answer here, because porting over characters from Battlecon into Exceed is not that hard. I mean, like, the abilities and the core character like feel are basically there, so you just have to port them over, and it's not really that hard to port over, especially if you follow my quick and easy guide that I posted like a week ago. So there you go. Is there a way to get these Exceed season so I can just go to the Discord? These Exceed season is currently there. It's not.
I think
not
D,
all the
I
characters
think D
are
is
done.
actually asleep right now, but yeah, just the ping D if you can't find it.
I mean, yeah, it's really fun. There's a character who has a second stand up that attacks, kind of like Bear and Miska, right? But the second stand up is a robot that you get to slot cards into, and then it changes the AI programming of that robot. So it's weird. Like, the season is wacky. Some characters are simple, some characters are hard. Okay. I'm pretty sure you can ask the in Discord. Saki.
Yeah, if we own the license for something, then we can keep it for a really long time. But it's very difficult to own a license for a major property for more than, a few years. It just is. So
we should just do our own IPs, like 7th Cross and Battlecon. It's not like people don't like those IPs. People love those IPs, right? Like, so.
I mean, and the benefit of those IPs is that they can stay in print forever, in theory, which means you guys should keep buying them.
You are nothing but money to us.
No, I mean it though. Like, for example, in the board game space, there's this mentality that once something you miss the Kickstarter, once it doesn't exist anymore, you can't get it anymore. It's just out of print. And a lot of that has to do with manufacturing, and other industries don't necessarily have that problem. So when it comes to things like Seventh Cross Succeed, for example, if you want to continue seeing that being involved in the space, even if it's not in tournament play, it does still need to essentially make money in some regard. So that's what I mean by all of that. Sorry to kind of go on a tangent. I learned a lot of board game things at Essen, which was really interesting for me from someone who kind of came from outside of board games.
Yeah, it's very weird. Like there's some stuff board games I don't like. Obsession with miniatures. Obsession with miniatures. Like the Kickstarter culture is also really weird because it's like some board games exist purely only on Kickstarter and stuff. I mean, it's a weird industry, but hey. Are you saying that supporting the games we love means we can keep getting the games we love? That's a really wild concept, but yes. Generally,
Yes.
buying games that you like means that we can make more stuff that you like. Okay. Where can... so somebody just help Michael find shards. I mean, I would help, but I'm streaming right now.
I can take like one more question and then I got a piece and then you're stuck with Josh.
I mean, Josh is not a bad dude, so let's see what we can get in.
Fine. I see how it is. I'm not worth it.
Whoa.
I understand.
It's okay, Jackie. You know that song by Natasha Bedingfield? It's like, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can.
For you.
Only you can let it in. Yeah. We should just do karaoke streams.
Yeah, we should.
Oh man,
I'm
I
down.
love karaoke, man. I can do a bunch of Filipino songs that are all in English. So there'll be songs that you understand but have never heard before.
Yeah, minis. We don't do a ton of minis. I would like to do. Hey, I love you too, Josh.
Jack.
I get to spend the next 2 weeks with Josh in Japan, so this will be great if he thinks I hate him. I'm kidding. We're gonna have a fun time. I'm really excited for that. You know, we can only do that because Level 99 is growing bigger. So very excited to see what the Japanese board game space has, and if we can bring any of those great games here to the US and share them with you guys, and maybe do some crossovers. There's a lot of fun things that I'm very excited with in regards to that. Also, I get to go to Japan, so, you know, like...
Josh... So Josh is not the glasses dude. I don't think Josh was with, I don't think Josh was with Jackie in Essen, right? That was Chris, right?
That was Chris. I don't draw. Like, I don't do any of the art at level 99. Just FYI, so I don't know what we're referring to in terms of art. I am vice president of branding and licensing, so I draw sometimes on the table.
Why does everybody have cooler titles than me? I'm just a community manager. I need a cooler title, like God King or something.
Are you talking about Lore Master? Is that
Lore
the one that
Master?
really?
At least you're vice president of something, right? Like I
What
don't get a
about
cool
King-
title.
What about like Technomancer or something?
No. How about community overlord? Nah.
I like it. Well, no, I like it. You have you ever played the game Overlord?
Kill the overlord?
No. There's a
The
video game called
PlayStation,
Overlord.
the PlayStation 2
Yes.
video game Overlord. That is basically
Yes.
just edgy Pikmin, right?
It's fantastic. So think about it this way: the fans are your Pikmin, and you're the Overlord.
And then I throw them at products.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Marco, the Overlord.
Okay,
The community
some people
manager
are
Overlord.
suggesting titles for me. Rabble
Brawler
Rouser.
of the people. I like that.
Brawler of the people.
The
I like
people.
that one. Brawler. Fan Wrangler. Social Mancer.
Social Mancer is cute. I like that.
Podcast Brawler. All of these titles are great.
I would 100%. So I had this fun idea that I wanted to do with the staff shirts when we do conventions. So I wanted to do like Chris made this joke that I'm the convention Valkyrie. Then I had this fun idea of like having classes on the back of people's specific shirts. So like Social Mancer is so good for that.
Social Mancer. Oh my
I
gosh.
like it.
Then Brad's obviously God King, right? Vice president of meme
final boss.
posting.
Literally everything.
Okay, Julian says comic czar manager. Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I could just call myself El Presidente of memes.
You could try. I don't know if Brad would approve, but
Of
you could
El
try.
Presidente of memes? Nah. Alright. I mean, I could just call myself the Filipino overlord. Filipino something. I don't know. Community commissar sounds pretty legit. Marco, when will I get to meet you IRL so I can wreck you and exceed?
We gotta get him to the US. It's really hard.
It's really hard, man. It's a
Yeah.
16-hour flight.
What are the prices to get to Vegas? Instead of Albuquerque, look at Vegas. I'm
Okay,
like legit.
I'll check. It's probably still really expensive.
You'd be surprised because, like, for example, my flight to Japan is like $530 from Vegas.
That's not too
It was
bad.
it was like triple the price from Albuquerque.
Oh, that's not too bad, actually. Huh.
No, it's not really bad at all. But anywho, I have to jet, so I'm glad I could make the after show. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much for celebrating our birthday with us. As said before, are the treasure boxes still available? Did we take that down? What are we doing? You should let them know.
I mean, okay, well, I mean, I can change the graphic now, but it'll involve going to Discord.
You don't need to. I can literally just say.
Oh, there you go. See, there you go. There's the treasure box
Yeah.
icon logo there.
Yeah, so treasure boxes still available. Once they're gone, we're not doing them for maybe ever. Huh? It really depends.
Brad said
Probably
a year or something. It really depends on when we need to like make up space.
It depends.
Right? Yeah.
So this is your last chance to get them. So we really encourage that. Thanks guys so much for being so nice, and thank you for making Level 99 Games a great place to work out. Without you guys, we wouldn't have this great community. We wouldn't have all these people together. We wouldn't be able to do any of these things. So thank you so much for your support, and we hope to see you next year because next year's our 10th birthday.
Yes. And
We're 10 years old next year.
we go from little shonen boy to little shonen man. I don't know.
What?
That's a really dumb term because shonen means young man. So I just whatever, guys. Jackie's gonna leave now, and I'm gonna have Josh on.
Bye. See you later.
Bye. Okay, everyone. Quick, while nobody's here, let's get things on. Let's see. Where's Josh? Josh, I need you. I require your Joshness. Hello. Start video call with Josh. Okay, let me just get this video call with Josh done and over with. So while we're waiting, what's up, everyone? Paging Josh. Josh? Hello? Hello? Hey Josh, can you hear me? Because I can't hear you.
Oh, push to talk is the thing. Oh, hey guys. Hey.
Well, okay. Are you gonna video call or not?
I tried videoing, but the video wasn't working. Let me try again.
So, you might want to. Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be connecting to the camera.
You might want to restart or something. It's Josh.
Okay, I can try that. I mean, you don't need to see my face. You saw it earlier, so.
I mean, I guess. Alright, so I'm just gonna do this. And it's just gonna be me for now. Because Josh's video is not working. I might as well turn off the video, Josh.
Yeah, I guess I can. I can screen share. That might work.
I mean, what are you gonna screen share? Some more bullet stuff?
Yeah, work.
Sure,
It's
bullet
not
stuff.
super exciting, but
What do you see? You always undersell how exciting bullet can be. So just stop. Just screen share with us.
it's certainly exciting to show off, just not to work on. I'm running into a few problems here, but so hey guys, I'm back. It's
Yeah.
me, Ithri.
Hey Josh, quick question. Do you refer to
Yeah.
yourself as Ithri in real life? Also,
No,
people are seeing double of me at this point, so I think you might not want to, yeah, like minimize Discord. I guess is the point.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there you go.
Then we'll see you on the stream.
Why?
Maybe-
Why do you do this?
It's the all Marco stream all the time.
Oh my gosh. Bullet is indeed cool. So let's talk a little bit more about bullet mechanics and talk about some of the
Sure.
heroines. Maybe we could talk about maybe we could show off all the heroines at some
I
point.
can talk a bit about it. I mean, we do want to have some announce into some, but I could talk about Collusion as well.
Oh
Or
yeah.
characters.
Millennium Blades. Millennium Blades. But yeah, so let's look at some I mean we could just look at heroines, right? Like don't talk
Yeah,
about
I've got all the
characters.
heroines here.
I don't think
A
people can
lot of
see.
them you might see aren't featured in the base game. So
This is Ling Ling, right?
yeah, she's a Chinese scientist.
And
character.
she's
She
the
makes all
only
kinds of
one
crazy inventions.
who actually uses finger guns, right?
Yeah, she's the only character that actually uses a finger gun. Yes.
Okay. And she is the silhouette in the logo for Bullet.
Yes, correct. If you guys didn't see the logo earlier, I have that somewhere.
Oh no.
Not easily accessible.
Rip.
I don't want to accidentally show off company secrets, so I'll just go to the next character. This is Marielle. She's a Japanese American that lives in New Mexico.
This is a self-insert.
This is not a self-insert. Actually not. She does make stuff out of papercraft and origami, so she has this like gun and sword and whatnot. Let's see. What else we got? There's a lot to go through here. Let's see. This is Adalheed. She's Romanian. She's a musician.
Wait,
She has
it's
cool little-
Adalheed? I'm level 99
Adelaide.
games,
I type words. I don't say them. So
I quit.
I'm sure an actual Romanian will correct me in how to pronounce that.
Isn't it Adelheid? I thought it was Adelheid this whole time.
You can pronounce it however you want, Marco. That's the
No,
beauty
this
of
is not how
words.
this works. Okay, we're not falling into the Indians trap, okay? We are not gonna go like Jager is pronounced Jager, okay? This is not... It's Jaeger, okay? So we need the
Okay,
canon pronunciation for this character. What is it?
We'll have canon pronunciations when the Kickstarter comes out. So anything I say now isn't canon until then.
Okay, sure.
I say Adelaide, but
Okay, so she's a
we'll
she's a
see.
violinist, musician.
she actually makes music with these boxes here. She has a violin from the old world, but she actually doesn't know how to use it or anything.
So she has
So she has
boom
this
boxes.
conductor's baton. Yeah, she has little like tech boxes that she uses like as like synthesizers and music generators and whatnot.
So she's a DJ.
Kinda, yeah, kind of like a future DJ, if you want to put it like that. Have Ice Sphere. She is Russian. She's like the head of the military, and she has gravity powers, and she has a cool telescope thing as well.
Is that how she controls gravity with her telescope?
Yes, yeah, that's her little like magic item thing. What you guys are seeing, by the way, these are design sheets for the characters. These are not anywhere near final arts. These are what the artist uses to create final arts with.
Yeah, so this is the reference. This is essentially the
yeah,
character
this is the
model,
reference
right?
sheet.
Like the character model.
Basically, yeah, it has a height chart and poses and front and back and whatnot. This is Balance. She's basically a deity figure. She represents balance in the universe and goes around and basically gets rid of things that shouldn't exist.
She's Thanos. Okay, good to know.
Kind of. She's like made Thanos, kind of, but she's not evil.
Let's
She's a
immortalize that
neutral
quote.
party.
She's kind of like made Thanos. All right. Okay. This is like, so you know that on the Discord, Brad has an infamous quote, right? You know that.
Which one? He's got a couple of them from this.
So the infamous one I'm talking about is there's a little bit of Sasuke in all of us. So.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course, right? So this is kind of like made Thanos. Who else do we have?
We got a bunch more. This is Bridget not appearing in Bullet base game. She's not actually planned. Now she's a writer, author type character. She's Scottish and Irish descent. She basically can like make things that she draws real. So she makes all these like horrifying monsters and whatnot that are based on like mashups of old world lore.
Ooh.
And things. So she's pretty cool. Unfortunately, again, not in the base game. She'll be in one of the expansions.
All right.
At some point, a bunch of these characters won't be in the base game. They'll show up later.
Hey, it's Hope.
This is Rose. She is another expansion type character. You may have seen her in a Pixel Tactics promo that may not have been released. I forget if that actually got printed or not. She has a magic cell phone that can basically like capture your soul, and she can turn you into like photo zombie, kind of like a Silent Hill type thing is what we're going for.
I see. Modern Silent Hill. Good to know.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Let's see.
We have some more, right?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch more. Yeah,
hey, it's Youngja.
Youngja, she's a Korean, basically poltergeist. She, has ghost power. She can fly, possess things and throw them at you, whatnot. She's been around a while. Most of the characters you've seen so far are like modern day. She's been around since like the quote 40s in the setting, so she's pretty old. She's been dead for a long time. She's got a cool wheelchair and a cool music player, and cool mohawk and whatnot.
She has an old Walkman.
Basically, yeah. This is Rie. She is a Japanese character that's attempting to bring back the Yakuza, even though she has no idea what it is.
I see. So she's kind of like a Yakuza weeb. Like she has no idea.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's a good way of putting it. She's heard bits and pieces about what this Yakuza used to be, and so she's trying to, basically brute force people into joining her to be this. And she's a big baseball fan as well. And she's got a cool Yakuza tattoo that you see in her boss art in the game. Let's see what else do we have. We have a super secret casual art that some of the playtesters have seen that was her original design.
Hidden art. Oh.
It was deemed too cash, and we liked the business outfit a little better, so
it looks cooler.
We decided to go with it.
She looks cool.
You might see her in like a promotional art, this type of outfit maybe.
Cool. Have we seen? Man, there's a lot more characters, right?
There's like 4 or 5 more. This is Planel. She's from an alien race of wire spider people. She's like half wire spider, half human, so she can like shoot like wires out of her fingers. She's Alice's favorite character, as you can imagine. This is actually her old art because they have different eye colors. This is her final design sheet with the same colored eyes. Oh. She's basically a stage magician, mentalist character. So like in the game, she like predicts what you're going to do by like putting bullets on your patterns, and if you don't do them, they hit you. So she basically like manipulates what you do.
Oh, okay. So she's literally a puppet master pulling strings.
Yeah, basically, yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's cool. So some people are saying in chat that we live in a society, but I don't know if you've heard, but we do live in a society.
We do. Mm-hmm.
So Jonathan Miller said that they just got out of work. You missed almost all the stream. This is the after party. So Brad talked a lot about with some people in the company. We had some tech snafus. We released a trailer for 7th Cross, which I will upload at some point after the stream. And now we're talking about Bullet. I forget what this character's name is.
This is Ekelu. She's basically a triangle cultist. Okay. She's part of this weird movement that thinks like embracing triangles in your life will bring you to like a divinity or some such thing. So she's kind of like the leader of the movement in a sense. So in the game, all her stuff cares about the number 3. Like all of her patterns are triangle shapes, and like she has 3 life and all kinds of stuff.
So most characters have 4 life and 8 energy. She has 3 life and 9 energy, so that they're all multiples of 3.
She actually has 6 now. So she She has 3 life, 6 AP, and 9 patterns. So everything kind
what
of
a
works
triangle
out.
cultist.
It's pretty great. This is Senka. She's a hitman type character. She has a gun that can like turn the other guns
So,
into like
Josh,
sniper
quick
rifles and
question.
shotguns and whatnot.
Quick question. So she
Yeah.
has a gun can turn to other guns, but does she have a suitcase that if she throws it, it homes in on people?
No, she does not, unfortunately.
Why
This is
not?
a GTA. I mean, I suppose she could turn her gun into a homing suitcase, but she's not aware of such things in universe, so she wouldn't have the know to do such a thing.
So are you telling me that the Hitman series is not a game in the universe of Bullet?
It might be. I know she's already planned for another game in the Bull P. It's not a Hitman type game, but there might be Hitman moments in it. It's possible. This is Jill. She's also not planned for. Now, she's a student character that can turn her body parts into fireworks. She has a little lighter and whatnot. So
That sounds dangerous.
it's not the kind of thing where like she shoots her arm and like she bleeds out. Then her arm reforms, or what her work safe family visual aspect.
So she's like SpongeBob. Like SpongeBob can rip his
Kind
arm
of,
off and
yeah.
it grows instantly.
This design she doesn't really convey her concept super because she's not doing anything in it, but you can imagine how cool it would look in parts and whatnot.
Cool. Do we have a Megane glasses character?
Not. I really want to make one, but not yet. There's plans in another Bullet IP game for glasses character, so
Okay.
you will probably see that soon enough. This is Yura. She's also not planned right now. She's an Inuit type character that can like awaken spirits in objects and like manipulate them. So she can like awaken the spirits in her shoes and like jump really high, or like awaken the spirits in her arrows and make them fly really far. And, stuff like that.
Yeah, there was a pre-colonial Filipino religion that believed that inanimate objects have spirits in them. So,
Yeah. She's kind of based off of those beliefs and whatnot.
Oh, that's cool.
This is Weatherly. She's a weather robot, also not planned. And currently, she can manipulate weather. Pretty straightforward. The design is supposed a little janky. It's not quite as janky in the design. It's something that would kind of be conveyed in more of a full character art.
Yeah, makes sense.
Let's see. Actually, that's B. This is her finished design sheet. Who else do we have? We got character whose name I could not. It's when I talked to Marco today, so I'll just highlight it up here, and you can pronounce it however you want.
It's Vaxi, right? It's Vaxi, please.
Sure, we'll go with that for now.
Yeah. So her name,
Tentative
for
name
people who can't read
pronunciation.
it, her name is the word vaccine, but without the N and the E at the end.
It's the like genus of a specific flower that starts like that. It's a much her name canonically, but you have to shorten it. It's like Eerie, right? We want to shorten it so it fits on a card.
Yeah.
She's basically a plant alien that can like crossbreed plants instantaneously, and since she's made of plants, she can do cool things, like shoot seeds out of her arm or like turn her arm into a scythe, whatnot. And she has a younger form here that she can turn into for like her boss art and whatnot. She has like a big cool pepper scythe.
A
And
pepper
whatnot, so
scythe.
that's
Do we have
yeah.
male characters in Bullet?
no, Bullet is the term in the game is heroine, so it's a female-only game. Other games in the Bullet IP will feature male characters, but Bullet itself does not.
Okay. Do we have more characters?
A couple more characters.
Y and N.
Yes, this is your news network. This is a sentient news station AI that's gone rogue, and she broadcasts literally everyone's news about everything that's going on in everyone's lives at any time on Earth.
So she's a
So you
gossip
can
machine.
You can tune in and see what like I can see what Marco's doing like at any time. Hey, so I could see him playing with tigers or whatnot whenever I wanted to. Her intent is basically like keep people's eyes away from the crazy alien invasions and fighting and stuff that goes first. So she's kind of good at like making people believe what she says.
So she's a propagandist, essentially.
Yeah, basically. Let's see. This is Force. She's another deity type character. She keeps things moving in the Earth. So if certain events are supposed to happen in lore, and if those don't, then she kicks things into gear to make sure that things are moving smoothly.
She forces them to happen.
Yeah, exactly. She gets involved, usually in extremely violent ways, to make things.
The biker
and
jacket kind of explains the violent nature.
Yeah, she's got this kind of like greaser biker kind of design. She got like cool space motorcycle. Let's see.
YNN is just
Hope?
Facebook. Yes.
Yeah, YNN is basically just Facebook, the character. Let's see. This is Hope. She's like a science experiment gone wrong. She's basically like Eddie in Guilty Gear, or any type of like character that's like an amorphous mass type of thing. So she can like change her body into like different shapes and whatnot. She's also not planned for anything right now. She might expansion eventually.
So, quick spoiler, everyone. Hope is my favorite character in Bullet, but for reasons
Is it because she plays like BattleCon in Bullet?
Yeah.
Yeah, her mechanics plan for Bullet that she combines two patterns into one pattern, so she plays BattleCon.
She has styles and bases essentially, and then she
basically
plays BattleCon. It's great. Shout, I think is her name.
This is Shout Star. She's an idol character. She can like amplify her voice. In the Bullet IP, there's kind of this lore thing where things are so far into the future and aliens have wrecked so much of Earth that like concepts have changed, and like things like Shout Star, instead of what would be a traditional singer idol, like singing in the future is basically just like yelling really loud. And like rock music, like music has basically gone through this literalist movement where like rock music is basically just hitting rock and metal music is like making sounds with metal objects and stuff. So Shout is a sing, and her singing is basically just yelling really, really loud. She's kind of a propaganda type character like Yin is, where she's trying to like wake up the sheeple in the world by going around and performing and basically like quote singing political messages at everybody.
So somebody's saying that she's just a Vocaloid.
Kind of. She's like a real vocal, if that's even a phrase.
Real Vocaloid. It's me.
So that's all the characters we have planned for the. There are more characters in the works. Obviously, new games in the IP would feature a mix of characters from previous games and new characters intended for the setting. So that's kind of what's been going. Bullet, we're getting art and design finished up. So if you're interested and this sounds cool, you can join the playtest chat and come help us make the game better and balanced.
It's a fun game. It's a really quick one too. A game of Bullet takes like 15 minutes at most. So
yes, yeah, it's a 15-minute game, so it's super quick. And there's all kinds of cool modes and replayability and whatnot that level and is.
It's level 99 game, so you probably have replayability, variable setup, character powers, etc., etc.
Yeah, unique abilities, all that. Yep.
The big gimmick to Bullet, by the way, is that unique abilities in Bullet aren't like unique abilities in some Euro games or whatever, where it's like, you generate X resource more efficiently than the others. Like, in Bullet, I believe the gimmick is that every character basically plays a different kind of puzzle game, right? So, like...
Yeah, basically. So you have, like, simpler characters like Ice Sphere who just have more patterns. So they have more ability to send bullets at other people, and their actions are very simple, like movement-type things. And then you have characters like Youngja who, like, literally have arrows on their patterns and push bullets around the board and try to make them move off the board. Rie kind of plays like right? Galaga.
You basically play billiards when you're Youngja, right?
Yeah. When you're Youngja, you play pool or billiards, yeah, where you just try to push things off your board. So every character has a complete different set of abilities and actions that will change the way you play the game, essentially. So pick up a new character, you experience the game in a completely different way.
Yeah, like Mariel Mariel feels kind of like you're playing pseudo. It's like a puzzle game, but you're also playing pseudo Devil May Cry because Mariel's on the board and she's destroying things herself, rather than.
Yeah. So Mariel like physically puts herself forward and she plays like a sliding puzzle game where you push bullets around, and you use her as like a blocking mechanism.
Yep.
But I don't want to get too much in the game. We want to talk about stuff when we announce it. So,
Yeah, it's
is there
it's a
anything
cool
you want to
game.
talk to me about for Collusion?
Yeah, so let's talk about some Collusion.
Yeah.
People,
Now that Boxgate's over, we
oh,
can talk about.
Boxgate. Oh no, people in chat, ask us about Collusion. Hey
Or below if you have
Mirage,
questions,
we're
we can
fine.
answer. Yeah, so we just announced the storage box solution for Collusion. Hopefully, everyone enjoys it. It's something we've been working towards for a while. So, Collusion's been quite the process. Marco, you've been involved with it a bit too for testing.
Well,
So,
a bit is an understatement, Josh.
yeah,
and you
all
know
of it
that.
maybe.
Yeah, so I think I pseudo ended up becoming developer for Millennium Blades at some point.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, you've worked on it probably as much as I have in certain aspects.
Yeah, so like for testing at least, and for iterating on cards and balance, yeah, I was really into it. So if you want to talk about Collusion while Josh makes more bullet cards, come on, ask some questions. Millennium Blades Collusion. If it's about balance, cards, etc., I can answer those. If it's about boxes and delivery dates, Josh can answer those.
Mm.
I love how
And, just company stuff in general. Marco and I have been around for a long time. So if you have any burning questions about origins of the company or whatnot, we can probably talk about that.
Are we the
as
oldest? I just realized. Are we the oldest?
If not, we're close to it. You certainly are. You are kind of around longer than I have.
Wait, I've been around
Maybe not
longer
in
than
an
you?
official capacity, but I've been around since what? Origins, Battlecon War, so 6 years or so, quite a while.
That's around my time frame. So
Okay, so yeah, we're the old fogies up here.
yeah, and we're also the shonen anime weeb team. So we should
Yeah.
we should make shonen anime weeb stuff together. That's gonna be great.
You should give me more about your sports game so I can work it into something.
Yeah, Ball of Indians. Okay, wait. Somebody asks, why is
Brawlers
Millennium
of
Blade so damn good?
Because it took like 3 or 4 years to develop. This is probably the longest production cycle next to 7 Cross we've had. It's gone through, I believe it was like 32 versions or so before final.
Oh, jeez.
I wasn't there for a lot of the early ones, but I've been around since like version 20, and it's taken quite. Anyone who's played Millennium Blades can tell you that it's quite an innovative game as far as what it does mechanically.
Yeah.
I personally don't think I've seen anything like it.
I don't think anything's been like it. I mean, like, I think that's the big thing about Millennium Blades and why it took so long is that it's like, oh man, we could probably look at other games that have done something similar, and then we went, nothing has done this.
Well, and the premise too, right? Kind of at the company is like we make games that we like, and a lot of things we like are weeb video game nerd stuff. So, Millennium Blades kind of just came out of a design. Was like, how can we just make a card game? Okay, let's do it, and we did, and that's what came out of it. Bullet is basically all of these shmup board games are terrible. I want a good shmup game, so now we have Bullet.
And
7 Cross with Metroid and Castle type games as well. So we're a very top-down design company, I would say.
yeah, I mean, like, Ball of Indians is born out of the fact that all sports games are really. It's really annoying to me that a lot of sports games or sports board games are tactical sports board games. You know what I mean? Like, they feel like you're playing a war game.
Yeah.
And that's not bad, right? But what's really annoying to me is that doesn't feel like you're playing an exciting sport. It feels like you're a general it feels like you're the coach. You're not the players, right? And that kind of sucks.
It's like Blitzball
right?
on 10-2 and not 10.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's a sports game. It's supposed to be exciting. And then you're going like, yes, if I move this piece 2 squares up, it's zone of control. Well, like, what? That's not how sports games work. Okay.
That's not how I want to feel when I'm playing a sports game, right?
Exactly, right? Like, tactical game maybe, but like, area control, zone of influence, range, like, whatever, man. Like, so Ball of Indians is meant to be like a super simpler experience where, like, one shot and people die. Stuff like that. I mean, don't actually die. They get sent to the penalty box, whatever. Okay, more questions. do we have an Asia shipping company for Millennium Blades, or do we ship it ourselves? I believe for all our Kickstarters, we're making use of shipping company to ship within that area, so your shipping costs
Yes,
shouldn't be massive.
we use VFI, I believe, is our Asian distributor for Kickstarters.
Can you say that again? You cut off a bit.
VFI Asia, I
VFI.
believe is what they're called.
Okay, VFI Asia. There you go.
Mhm.
Show the Daki, Marco. I can't. It's a family-friendly stream. Okay, it's not even not safe for work, but people will just think I'm weird. But yeah, it's a pro ZD Daki Makura, if that helps you.
Really? Okay.
No, it's so he has a thing called Cherem anime where all the characters are just like furniture in your house. So this one's the
Okay.
one of the refrigerator character. My partner gave it to me as a gag gift for our anniversary. All right. So since legacy games are a new thing, any chance of Millennium Blades Legacy? This was a joke that we were planning to make one. There are cards in Millennium Blades that are legacy cards, like Fishy Boat Legacy. And but I don't think Millennium Blades is like the best game for legacy-ish mechanics. Because the game is so different every time you play it, right? And then an overarching story that affects the one game to the next is kind of like, it kind of pseudo defeats the purpose of Millennium Blades to an extent.
We have some games planned coming up with legacy elements, I'd say, but I wouldn't say
Seventh
that they're
Cross,
like
right?
full legacy games. Seventh Cross is one of them, yes.
Yeah, so there you go. Okay, besides Van Diesel, because that's a given, what's your favorite card?
Can I talk about Van Diesel for a second?
Sure.
I regret everything I've ever done, and making Van Diesel is probably my biggest regret. Had I known it was going from such a meme, I would have made some other action movie reference.
Why not? Why do you
my
hate
God,
Van Diesel
you
so
people.
much?
I don't hate them. I just wish they, there's some cool cards in Millennium Blades. Like that's the one you guys latch onto. Come on.
But Van Diesel is
no,
great.
it's
I want
it's
him in
fine.
Smash.
It's pretty maybe. So favorite card in Millennium Blades, flavor mechanics, I guess overall.
Overall.
I like Mysterious Alien F a lot because I designed her,
Yeah.
so I'm a little biased. I like the character cards a lot. I think instead of a specific thing, like character cards are a lot of fun to design. You get to do a lot of neat things with them. 1080 no scope in Collusion, the
That's a pretty
sniper ride
cool one,
deck
too.
box,
Yeah.
where you like basically literally spin around times and then do a clash, was a lot of fun. What about you, Marco? What's your favorite Millennium Blades card?
It's a big contest between. So some of my favorite cards are boss cards because they're just completely absurd. So Pyramid Duelist Kazuki,
Sure.
one of my favorite
Sure.
cards. So for
The
people
boss version or the
boss version, of course,
playable version?
boss version, because
Yeah.
Pyramid Duelist Kazuki has an effect that gains him 8,000 points, and
Yeah.
just seeing that absurd number makes me laugh every time. And if he gets to proc it twice, he gains over 9,000. So there's a meme there.
Of course.
My favorite card that is playable by players who aren't Cheetar, because Cheetar can play boss cards, is Fork Knife, because I designed that. So Josh and I actually had a really cool talk where we were talking about Fork Knife, and then it was a Fortnite reference, and Josh was having a hard time designing what the card should do while still making it feel like Fortnite, right? And then I'm like, Josh, the obvious answer is that you drop the card into the store and then gain resources based on where you drop. And he's like, it's perfect. So that's what Fork Knife is now. You literally physically take the card and then drop it onto the store or the aftermarket, and then whatever cards you land on, you take them and they're yours now. So it's
for those who watch the Kickstarter, that'll be in the future. The arts for that specific set are being worked on right now by Fabio.
Oh,
So
that's
we
good.
should, as in hopefully in December sometime.
That's awesome. All right. Seventh Cross was like a text-based adventure in its earlier forms. It was kind of like that, yeah. Kira's right. Are there plans for smaller boxes after Collusion? Not right now. right?
Currently, Collusion is the final game in the Blades series. As far as game is concerned, that will be the last game in the Millennium Blades universe.
Mhm.
But that's all. plan for mechanical releases for the game right
Yeah,
now.
Brad's talked about making like a video game app on your phone that's like Millennium Blades Battle Royale or something. So
Oh, that, yeah, Brad
Yeah.
talks about a lot of things.
yeah. So have you tried Basketball Highlights 2045? I have not. I will Google it after this. So you're saying you want to make a foosball Indians game? Kinda. I don't want to make a real-time game. I actually still want to make like a pseudo strategy game, but it has to be quick and fast, right? Like you know, the board is only 9 spaces. Characters only have 1 life. Like stuff like that. Like a character having 2 life is the entire character's unique ability. Things like that. Stuff like that. Kuroko no BattleCon, yes. I want to make a Kuroko Exceed. Ball of Indians when it's ready. I mean, sure. When I make a prototype, I used to have like a Ball of Indians was actually based on an earlier like MOBA team fight simulator I made. And then I was like, oh, this is too complicated. It's just like a tactical game. So I wanted to make it a sportsy game. So there you go. I remember some of Marco's original. Sorry, there are my 2 real. But the bullet question is okay. The bullet question would be Welsie stuck in bullet when? Would you put Welsie in bullet?
So it's funny that you asked that. Let me go back to my heroine sheet real quick. We have a thing that we're doing starting with future products like Bullet and 7 Cross, where we are doing like cross promotion promos in each game. So in 7 Cross, if you buy 7 Cross, you'll get a playable Lucia for Bullet. So wait, what was the character that was asked about again? Oh, Welsie. So it's very possible that if another Indies game comes out, you might see Welsie as a play character in Bullet or other games like that. I'm a pretty big fan of Welsie. I really want to see Carnations. Actually, you guys are lucky that Yunja is a ghost, so we won't get Tannis in Bullet any soon probably because there would be too many ghosts. But I could see Welsie, some version of Welsie.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 7 of her, right? So
I think there's like 10 actually, but yeah, there's certain ones we haven't seen, and one of the ones could be the universe at some point.
Okay, so I remember some of Marco's original videos for BattleCon. What's your favorite video and why? My favorite video has to be episode 1 of Battle Guides for my older stuff, because that was like the start of everything. And for people who don't know, I recorded that entire thing in my bathroom. So there you go. Marco, that was so much more tame than I thought. Yeah, I'm a tame guy. Totally normal thing to own. Van Diesel is the best. Van Diesel is iconic. That emote is so useful. We needed a Kappa. Pay F for respects for Van Diesel. Van Diesel is the mascot of Level 99 Games. E3, do you hate mascots?
I do hate mascots. I actually stated that in the Bullet playtest chat this morning. I'm not a fan of mascots. I think cheapen isn't the word an IP. They bring a completely different tone to an IP that I don't think every IP needs. Fun fact, Eerie in BattleCon was originally going to have a mascot type character, and thankfully that happened. People wanted a mascot character in Bullet. Actually, Adelheid has a cat named Beethoven that some people were asking to be the mascot of Bullet, but I don't really want that kind of tone.
I don't want that energy
in the setting.
Though granted,
Yeah.
So you don't hate mascots, you just hate it when they're misused.
They're very hard to do properly, right? I think Cube would probably the best example I can think of for Madoka as a mascot, because like they have actual character and they do things and they're not just there to look cute.
Yeah.
So, if handled properly, mascots are fine.
Yeah.
But I've yet to see it handled super well in most IPs.
Sure.
So we'll see. Maybe we'll get more mascots.
I mean, I don't know. Cardcaptor Sakura is... I forget the character's name.
Kara's fine because Kara does things.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it's not really that hard to make the mascot... to do mascots right? It's just that you have to have a character first that is tangentially the mascot. You don't create an entire character to just be the mascot, right?
Yeah. Well, and part of doing them right, too, is not just making sure in canon, and it's making sure they're not prominently displayed. I've watched a couple Precures. He's mainly hard catch, and mascots are prominent displayed in that series. They do stuff, they make magic items and what, but like, on the covers and stuff, you see tons of these mascot characters, and you just get. I feel if let's say Beethoven was on the cover of a bullet that'll show off in a sec once I find it. I think it would give a completely different type of feel to the game that we don't really want. Do I not have that cover art?
People are just
Okay,
now
it's not.
naming a bunch of mascots that want to have a word with you.
Good, please introduce me. Change my mind on mascots being terrible.
Any updates to Pixel Tactics? So we talked about this earlier on the stream. Pixel Tactics Online won't be the same thing that you've seen in the videos. It might be a PvE game, might be couch co-op. We'll see. We'll see. So do you have the cover art of people doing the finger guns?
I would have to go through not company allowed channels to find that.
Yeah.
So you'll see the cover art in December when we have it finished. It's very exciting though.
Sounds good. I think overall, we have to talk a little bit about. Kier's getting real mad at how you keep talking smack about mascots.
Yeah, not everybody can like mascots. If everyone like mascots, then we would have mascots and everything.
So you don't like Van Diesel because he's the mascot of Millennium Blades, right?
Hey, I don't like that he's became the mascot of Millennium Blades. Like,
but there's so much
like, pick
character.
an actual character, people. Like, come on.
There's so much character to him, though. The face.
Yeah.
The face says a million words.
It's a good art. Like, Fabio did a darn good job on it. Sure.
It's true.
I won't deny that. There's other cool arts coming. Collusion, though. So if you like Van Diesel, look forward to everything else we haven't shown yet.
Can we show the bees?
Yeah, we can show the bees.
Please show the bees. Like, please just show it. So everyone,
Yeah,
secret
so there's
Collusion content that's not on the updates yet. The bees is my second favorite art after Van Diesel.
I don't know if we've posted the bees yet.
We haven't. That's why I'm asking you if we can.
Yeah. Let me dig it up. What is it? Boss set. World War. So World War is a set twice the size of a normal set.
Yep,
where you,
there's like 24
fight,
cards.
Quote all the things in the world. One of the things you fight is the bees.
The bees?
Which is a not so blatant reference.
To a certain cage. So, not the bees. Not the bees! The bees is so good.
It's pretty
Look
good.
at this art! Everyone, look at this beautiful piece of art. E3 used to like Van Diesel until it became mainstream. You're just a hipster, Josh. That's exactly why.
Apparently.
Yeah, so there you go. The bees, one of my favorite arts in all of Millennium Blades. So I think we're gonna have like a few more minutes, like 5 to 10 more minutes of asking questions and just talking about stuff. Then we're gonna sign off and then go to work, I guess. I mean, you're working right now. I'm not. I mean, technically I am working. This is my job. So community stuff, anything, just ask. BattleCon stuff, again, I'm now project lead for it, so I can answer some questions about that.
Yeah, congratulations, Marco.
I'm not sure if I should be congratulated just yet.
I'll congratulate you when you deliver a product.
Yeah, exactly. Congratulate me when it's done. So, questions. I'm still here. We're willing to answer. And thank you so much for being with us on our birthday. The 9th birthday for Level 99 Games has been a real honor making games for all of you. I mean, I don't make a lot of games. Josh makes some games. And Brad's not here right now. He's spending some time with his family. But what I want to say is thank you so much for supporting us all these years. And as Jackie said, it's a real joy to have such a great community like all of you. And I hope one day we keep making more and hope to see you on like our 99th birthday or something. I mean, I won't be here. I'd be dead by then. But who knows? Maybe in 2050 we figure out a way to make humans immortal.
Anything's possible.
What is the dream game that you would like to design? Ball of Indies. Yep, that is my dream game. Ball of Indies. I actually just legit want to make a shonen sports game because I feel like there's not enough of it. I feel like Ball of Indies would kind of be like a fusion between like a fast-paced tactical game and then like it's like Millennium Blade's structure, wherein you play a sports ball game, and then between this sports ball game and the next sports ball game, there's a phase where you and your friends train and increase friendship so that you can be better in the next sports ball game. Stuff like that. Like, I want to do like something that is basically a shonen anime, like season of a shonen sports anime. I just kind of want to do that. That's my game. How about you, Josh? Is it Bullet?
It was Bullet, and then I started working other games in the Bullet IP. It's Bullet anymore. I'm also actually working on a quote sports game in the Bullet IP. So Marco, maybe we should work together on that.
Yeah.
You want to get involved?
Heck yeah, dude. Shonen sports games always great. What is the dream IP you would like to acquire for a game? Oh, that's
That's a good question.
specifically
Who's
Final
talking about
Fantasy
this?
3.
Why 3 specifically?
I really like Final Fantasy 3 is my favorite Final Fantasy. So there.
What kind of game would it be?
Obviously, okay. So here's my idea for it, right? It's kind of like an auto battler, right? So think auto chess, think think those mobile games wherein like you pick a party and then the party auto fights the thing.
Sure.
So it's kind of like that as a board game, but the thing is it's about mixing and matching jobs and skills to make sure that your AI controlled party can actually defeat this enemy that you're about to fight, right? So it's less about executing the actual fight and more about giving your guys the tools that they need to be able to confront any challenge. There you go. That's my idea for it. And I picked 3 because it has some of the better job systems, right? Because you can do that thing where each job has a special command, right? But you can also take a command from another job that you've already mastered. So you can kind of like mix and match stuff. There you go. That's my idea for it, at least. How about you, Josh?
Probably Wild Arms, I would say. off the top
Wild
of my head.
Arms is pretty good too.
Wild Arms would be a lot of fun. There's a lot to work with. God, what else? Toho would be great.
Just make a Toho season of
If Team
Bullet.
Shanghai House is listening.
Yeah, of course.
That'd be
This
pretty
is the
rad.
avenue to get that. Perfect. Sorry. Charles, goodbye. So, secret society practice. All right. So goodbye as well. So Zetaslow, how did you come up with a platform plus modifier for boss battles? That's a really interesting question for BattleCon. So, platform plus foundations for bosses was actually just Magdalena's unique boss mechanic. So actually, each boss in the original Devastation had their own gimmick. So like Berman did a certain thing, Udstad did another thing, and then Havoc did something else, and Magdalena did something else. When we were doing the refactors for all of the balances for Devastation Remastered, we came to realize that the bosses actually weren't that fun to fight against, because usually the bosses didn't go in priority order, or the bosses didn't move or stuff like that. So basically, a lot of what made BattleCon, right? The stat checking, the movement, the positioning, they were all just gone, right? So like you would just always hit Berman always because Berman didn't move at all. So this made the fights a bit boring because you were like, oh, you know, Berman's always slower than me, so let me just play 4 attacks with ignore guard, and Berman gets to do nothing. So Magdalena was actually the best one out of all the character gimmicks, because her gimmick was that she could just shoot off multiple attacks, and she just had styles that were essentially in place forever. And then I was like, hey Brad, this is the healthiest boss among all the bosses, because she actually feels like playing BattleCon. And then Brad was like, okay, that's all the bosses now. So all the bosses actually just stole Magdalena's gimmick, and they all just kind of use her gimmick now. So each boss kind of just has that same core system, and then has a twist on it. So Berman's twist is that one of his foundations is always the same. He always has to play the press foundation, and then stunning the press foundation is good for the players, but if the press foundation ever resolves, it's really good for Berman. So it's like a shell game. Udstad's gimmick is that he has none. He's the simplest boss. But also you can't dodge Udstad, because he literally removes all dodge bases from the game. So it makes his boss fight more dangerous than the other ones. Magdalena's gimmick is that she has her spirits. And Havoc's gimmick is that he's reverse. So instead of setting foundations onto his platforms, he sets down platforms and then attaches foundations to them mid-attack. So, for example, he would set down 5 platforms face down, and then when the platforms resolve, instead of having a pre-attached foundation, you can option select from your hand and attach a foundation after seeing all the opponent attack pairs. So that's his gimmick, is that his platforms are all hidden, and his foundations are the ones that don't cycle. So he can repeatedly play foundations as much as he wants. Alright, so 3 or 6, Marco. I don't know what Kier is asking. 3 or 6? Did we mention anything about 3 or 6? Oh, Final Fantasy 3 or 6. Okay, I'm talking about Japanese Final Fantasy 3. I'm not talking about the one with Terra and whatever, and Aeons or whatever. I'm talking about the one where you fight Cloud of Darkness at the end. That's my Final Fantasy of choice. Alright, so I believe that's all that we have for now. Do you want to have any last words, Josh, before we sign off?
Yeah.